Okay, hello guys. We are live. Hello, welcome to another KPC live. Yes,
With Anna.
with Anna and
John.
With some random guy that I don't know. No, I'm joking.
wow. It's already very spicy.
I'll wake up now. I'll park up now. Okay,
Yeah.
say hi to my guys. Hi to my
Hi
channel.
Anna's
Hi.
fam. Hi KPC fam.
Also, for those of you who may not know, this is David from
Yeah.
Korean Pizza Club. And what's your name?
So I'm John. Yeah, we haven't actually said
No.
hi at all. We
So I
literally-
watched at the beginning of the last week's
Uh-huh.
live. I didn't watch all of it, but then you told me that he had stuff to say.
Okay.
First of all, how old are you?
So wow, we're going straight.
Wait,
so
wait,
I'm
Korean.
old then.
Sorry about that. John, could you scoot over a little bit so your
She's in
face
the
is...
chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am 빠른 구구. So I'm 99, 98. So yeah, I'm
you're
still
way-
very younger.
He's way younger.
Yeah, but yes, I was.
어디서 까불어?
I like this tension.
So we actually met like literally 3 minutes ago, and I
Yeah.
think we said like hi, and that's about it before the stream. So this is gonna be either very uncomfortable or very interesting. At least it'll be fun for you guys, right?
Hi guys, everybody. Yeah, Netherlands. I didn't need to read the chat. Why
She
you laughing?
literally just like ignored whatever John said. She's
Hi Nicole. Hi, welcome bananas. Hi, and hi to everyone on KPC. Yeah.
Anna and David, are you ready to answer some questions from Atomic Psychics?
Yeah. So to give you guys some background, so Anna, you said you didn't watch the full episode of last
No.
week. What me and David did.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
basically, I did a bunch of research on David. I
Okay.
watched the majority of KPC's show, and then I just brought him a bunch of questions. So for this week, I decided I'm gonna watch every single video. I'm gonna watch all the videos. So I've watched officially all the live, the videos, and all the shorts on KPC, as well as I've rewatched the 13 videos that you were featured in. So I have gathered some questions.
Did you watch any videos on my channel?
So,
Do you not have a YouTube channel?
so I do know that you
I
have
recommended one for you, right?
Which
the breakup
one?
the,
vlog.
the crying one.
Shit.
So I did a bit of a skim
proud.
through. I did a bit of a skim through, but I realized I think that would be so fun to do it on a different episode because there's already so much that we can unpack from what I already have. And I'll be honest, I feel very uncomfortable and bad to ask you these questions now that
Go
we've
for
just
it.
met.
Nothing triggers me.
But
You guys know. You guys know.
yeah, and I think I know you quite well now. But the
Do
thing
you?
is,
We
don't
just met.
we just met, but I watched hours of the videos that you're featured in. But the thing is, you don't know anything about me. It's just this random 동생 that's just asking you questions. So,
I'm not used to hearing like a New Zealand accent.
I'm not
Yeah.
used to hearing both of you. You guys.
You used to me at this
No,
point.
no.
Yeah. Okay, go for it. Let's go with the questions.
Is there any way, Anna, you could adjust your camera so that the fluffy thing is not in John's that part?
What fluffy thing?
The fluffy thing is in John's.
Oh, that camera.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
this-
yeah. Try to adjust it a little bit so that like maybe a little further. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. This good?
Yep.
So yeah, I was thinking the first half of the show. I was thinking maybe I'll throw questions at David, so you can kind of get a feel for what questions I will throw at you in the second half. Is that okay?
Okay, but
You guys kind of seem distanced. Get close.
We literally met like 5 minutes ago, but yeah.
okay,
So
so
is
I have
that-
to listen to questions about David.
So
Oh,
I
this is
think-
boring. No, I'm joking.
So I think
If anyone can't ask, I brought the jelly beans back again. So if anyone
I think
can't
Anna's
ask
already winning,
questions-
guys. She's
I'm
already-
the one on in cab.
yeah. So
Wait, say hi to Freya. Freya's here.
Hi, Freya. Freya's one of our other
Yeah, we have
friends.
to keep
yeah.
talking to people on the chat. Hi, guys. Little does he know about Anna, Nicole says. Yeah, literally.
Hello, Chamber. Investing in this drama. Anna, show him who's boss.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
$5 pizza.
I've done extensive research. I watched all the 13 videos,
He watched all of my videos.
all of it. So
He
yeah,
probably gave me $50 by doing that.
yeah, honestly, and I have categorized in 3 different tiers. I've got yellow, white, yellow, orange, and red. And
Okay.
the darker, obviously, the color goes, the harder it is. But first of all, let's start with the lighter questions for David, and then we'll quickly jump onto you, Anna. So the first question I want to throw at David is: you said you're a big fan of anime. Would you consider yourself a weeb? And would you consider yourself a weeb?
Well, technically, a weeb is a white. Like weeb includes white, right? So I'm not white. So I can't be a weeb. But like I am a Japanese anime fan, and I'm not like an otaku level, but I do have like, yeah.
Just saying, I'm just gonna, because we have to keep the live
Right,
entertaining. If any of these questions are not funny,
Okay.
you have to eat a jelly bean. Because if I feel like it gets boring, I'm gonna keep it because we're here to entertain. Yeah.
Well, then should we just go straight to the hard questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, he's getting triggered.
I'm
He's
just
like,
like-
oh yeah, you call me boring? I'm
I
gonna
prepared
just like
hours and
spill
hours
the
on
tea.
this.
I mean, you're YouTube 5+ years. I'm on 3+ years. I think the most important thing is to be funny.
Yes,
And
that is
it's
true.
just
Well,
they're here
John
for a
has
good time.
John
not a
has a
long
little
time.
bit of a different background because he's like a radio
Yeah.
Oh, you're
writer.
more serious.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I've done.
We're YouTubers.
Yeah. So I've done 3.5 years on New Zealand radio, and I've done like 9 months in Korean radio as well. So I'm a different feel, so I'm not that interesting. I guess I'm a bit more informative, but
Oh,
It's okay,
he's already like.
I'm just-
I'm not that interesting.
I said so nice things about you
I'll
last
teach you
week.
the ropes. I'll
I
teach
said
you the ropes.
I said so many nice things about you last week, but okay.
I feel like I'm winning this war already.
Wait, let me just ask this.
Strike one, lol.
Yeah. David, what's your favorite anime? Jujutsu Kaisen, JJK, watch it. Okay, go on.
That was in my questions as well, but okay. The second question I want to ask, and this is a bit of a harder one. You said Subini, that you've known Subini for so long.
Subini.
He's
Our
trying to
friend
create
Subini.
beef.
No. So you said you've known Subini for so long, but as we all know, Anna's been on 13 of your shows, and she's been on your channel the most.
Oh, you're asking me? Okay,
Yes,
okay,
David.
okay.
So the question is, who are you closer with, and who do you like more as a friend?
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
oh,
Do I have to choose one?
oh.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's
Oh, yeah,
a
yeah, I
jelly
guess-
bean.
I guess you can eat a jelly
Either
bean.
you answer or you eat a jelly bean.
Oh, wow. And then, like, if I already see both of each other. I think, like, if
Who's
I
in
choose.
the room right now?
No, if I choose Subini, Anna's not gonna get offended. But if I choose Anna, and Subini's gonna
She
call,
might get offended.
David, I heard your call. I heard your live. How
She's
could
an
you?
F. Yeah, she might get offended.
Yeah. She's like, oh, 실망했어.
So are you saying the only reason you'd pick Subini is because she'll get offended?
Wow, you're framing
That's
it like
exactly
that.
what you said.
Yeah,
No,
pretty
but
much.
for real, like, if I chose Subini, she would be like, okay, whatever.
I don't give two Fs.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go the political route.
Political route? Okay.
Diplomatic route.
I
here.
still think you should have a jelly bean. Just for the fans.
약간
Because-
서운한가 보지?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
no, I
So
already
what-
know this.
Is this
by-
the vomit?
it's what do you call it?
Ah.
Baba.
Do I have to do this again?
Everybody wants to see you
What?
eat it.
Okay,
And you didn't
whatever.
answer the question.
There goes nothing.
So it's guys, dead facial strawberry bananas.
Hey.
Chew it.
아 진짜 아니야 이거. This is not how I want to start the day. 아 진짜 이거 아니야. Okay, could you?
So-
I need to get my Coke.
So this is your warning
Okay,
that
yeah,
if the
okay.
questions are not funny, then this is what you get.
Okay, so
Okay?
I did plan this out. I was actually gonna ask you if there's any questions that I'm not allowed.
You can
to
ask anything.
Yeah, but please like tap me 3 times or like say a keyword if there's a.
I mean, I'll
line
just tell you if I
that I'm
don't.
not-
But I will answer anything, pretty much.
This is dead fish. Oh.
So we're gonna get.
Anna knows how to make it fun. Yes.
Yeah, she's honestly a lot of the questions. So I have like double the questions for you. So this is.
Okay,
gonna
very
be
good,
fun.
very good.
But some of the harder questions. This is getting into the red category of David's. Do you still consider yourself a chamanchu?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah.
said in
yeah.
one of your live streams that you are a chamanchu.
Yeah. What chamanchu? Like sleep first or?
No, the other one, the
first?
other one, the other one.
Yeah, naturally meeting first. Yeah,
Okay.
chamanchu means naturally meeting.
And then now we're gonna.
David has a nice bum. says
Oh,
Silly.
Okay. I need to like highlight that. I'm just gonna put that out there for like 5 minutes, okay?
Are you still going to the gym and doing squats? And...
Oh, my gym
Routine.
ended. My
Oh.
병원 ended. Yeah,
So
I need
he's
to
not
renew
going
it.
anymore.
But like they do like events on the New Year's, right? Promotion events. So I'm
That's
waiting for that.
he's waiting for
Right,
the New
right,
Year
right.
sales.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna get into the ones that okay, so a lot of the questions I've kind of twisted your words or played on the words. So I want to ask you, do you hate short and fat people?
Me?
Because you said on one of your videos that on your live that if you are short and fat, you will not get into any clubs. So do you think these people do not deserve any love? And if you're short, you said if you're short and have pimples and wear track pants, you'll...
Wow, you're really putting me out there. No, that was just like a conventional way of saying like what conventional people dislike as
So
appearance
you're saying all
features.
short and fat people...
Define like the.
Okay,
like,
I'm gonna be
the-
honest. I'll be honest, okay? Like, I'm gonna be really down to earth. Like, for real, if you want to go into clubs in Korea, there is this thing called 입ben. It's called, like,
Yeah.
entrance ban. The guards are going to filter you by appearance, by their own subjective standards. And these people are, affected by Korean general beauty standards, right? And in Korea, short people or fat people, or let me not call it fat, like plus size people or
And what do you
whatever.
consider short?
Like for a guy like under 160 would be really short.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's shorter than me.
Yeah. Like in the early 160s would you consider a little short.
Marie says, "Wow, David's mean."
No, I'm just pointing out the reality.
He's mean.
I'm just providing you like a reality
Right.
check before you come to Korea. Don't be shocked because you get like banned from like a club. As I said, I cannot enter Hongdae clubs because I'm
No,
old.
I think
Yo,
Hongdae is the easiest.
I'm old.
Yeah, that's true. But I
Yeah.
think Hongdae is the easiest club-wise to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Appearance-wise,
If you're gonna go out and you want the least amount of trouble getting into clubs, then Hongdae is the place to go.
Yeah, but if you go to Gangnam, Apgujeong, you might get screened out
Yeah.
if you're like conventionally unattractive. Okay? Yeah, that's what I'm just saying.
Okay, so I have...
Wait, do they ask for ID in Korea? Yes,
Yes,
they
they
do.
do.
So you need to bring it here.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's how I get screened out. Yeah.
So we're gonna go into. I have one very hard question for David, but I kind of want to save this for the end. So we're gonna get into Anna's question.
Finally.
Are you
Let's
ready?
do
Bring
this.
it on. Let's
So let's
make
just
it
let that-
interesting, okay?
Okay.
Spicy.
Throw the
But
atomic
let's go.
bomb.
Let's actually, slowly get start off slow because we did just meet. So I want to ask you. You said that you taught kids violin, which is why you hate kids. So is there a specific story that you can mention why you hate kids or like a situation?
Why you hate kids?
I think you deserve a jelly bean. This is not.
Okay. This was a
Everyone
very-
wants to see John eat a jelly bean.
You specifically picked the most is this-
disgusting looking.
Yeah.
Let's go for it. It might be nice.
John, for instance.
It might be cappuccino. Is it cappuccino?
Oh, it is.
Oh,
let
okay.
it.
You got like.
I don't have any extra drinks for you, so like you don't have anything to cleanse your mouth.
I have nothing for a chaser.
I have foam cleansing over there if you want to eat it.
Okay, let's go. Next question.
So
You
you're not
mean
even
you answered?
Yeah.
Oh, why do I not like this? Because some of them just don't listen. And as an ENTJ,
Yeah.
if I tell someone 50 times to do something and they still don't understand, then I'm gonna get annoyed.
And this is specifically when you're teaching violin to these kids.
Violin or piano, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, okay, let's get into.
John's
I'm just
disappointed.
okay. So I was really gonna slowly get into
No,
it.
let's
but
give me
we-
the hard-hitting questions.
I think this dynamic itself is fun itself.
yeah.
I really.
I'm like
Anna's
the
just roasting
older-
him.
Yeah, you came here to try and trigger me. I think I'm winning. I'm sorry.
It's like I'm
slightly bullying you
Maria's
this
like,
time.
"Lo, who is this guy?" let's not try. Let's try to make John like cry today.
If I succeed by the end of the live to make you cry, no, I'm
No,
joking.
yeah.
It's not gonna
The
happen.
teary eyes.
What can I ask? What is your MBTI?
I am ESFJ or
ESF.
ESTJ. I kind of go back and forth depending on like social or if it's work situation.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, I know that you have strong opinions about this MBTI thing, and David also has very strong opinions. But yeah, so I want to get into this is a build-up question. So you said you are an open book,
Yeah.
right? So we're gonna get into something more about your relationships. So you said that you wanted a life partner, and David also said that you are a constant hustling to get a boyfriend.
Okay.
And David also said that you recently met this guy, or you said, oh, you met this guy yesterday on 2 weeks ago stream. So has there been any updates on your relationship life?
2 weeks ago, stream. Does he mean last week?
Yeah,
when
I
you
think
were
so.
on,
Like when you were
live,
on here.
you said, oh, you met this guy yesterday.
It's ING. ing.
Okay, it's
Ongoing.
Okay.
Ongoing.
Wow.
What about you, David?
Wow. No comment.
Why do you get out of it? And
It's your question. I mean, John's not asking me.
But it was interesting because I remember on the first show that you guys said stuff like it's gonna be a single show or something like that, and if you get into a relationship, you'll graduate and you won't be able to come on KPC.
Did we say that?
What
did.
did I say?
See, David also never listens to us. We talked about this last week, David. Come on.
No, I was reading the comment. I can't multitask because it was just so funny. Like comments in Anna's chat are like pointing out. So basically, John's just asking, "Are you single, Anna?" And then he said that in
that's
a
why
long.
you're asking.
no.
Why do you want to know?
No, because the thing is, when I watched the video, on your first video, you guys talked about how everybody was single and that if you get into a relationship, you won't be able to come on KPC anymore. And then after a few videos, it seemed like a few months ago, you had a boyfriend for a short term. And then now you said you're meeting someone else, so it seems like you've kind of broken up as well. So I'm just seeing, and then watching the most recent stream, you said that, you had something going on with this guy. So we were seeing if you had any updates for your viewers.
It's
But no,
ongoing.
it's
It's
just the same.
ongoing.
Okay.
Make these better questions.
It's just, okay.
The questions are longer than the answers
Yeah.
itself.
it's literally because he's from radio.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
That's
literally you were like used to interviewing people
Right,
for like
right.
serious
This is so
topics.
funny.
Didn't Subini say she was on radio? Maybe I'd fit, it would be better for me.
Subini's gonna be way nicer than Anna. Honestly, if you ask her,
Probably.
she'd be like so super polite and like, "Oh, I think blah 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 blah," and then like
No, I'm
long.
doing it to make it fun for. I'm roasting you to make it fun for everyone to watch.
On
yeah.
David's show, people kind of have seen me. On your show, I'm scared that nobody's like, who is this random Asian guy just coming out of nowhere?
Oh, he's already tearing up.
No.
Don't cry. It's okay. I'm just
John.
throwing you
No,
into
but-
the deep end. But
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is how you learn. Like
Yeah.
you have to be
How
funny.
you learn?
You have to be funny on YouTube. You can't be super serious because everyone's gonna leave the live.
Actually,
Otherwise,
that's nice advice.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
good
it's like
advice,
yennen. Like you
Yeah.
have to be funny. You have to entertain. We have to create we have to roast each other and create
Right.
tension, and then
Yeah.
it makes everyone
It's
laugh.
just, I just don't know the line between, okay, he's obviously stepped the line, because there are very hard
You could
questions.
try.
Okay.
It's
But-
like literally mom and dad here. Like the
We're
roles are
teaching you
reversed.
the
Yeah.
ropes.
But you did say you are a bit more polite when you're Korean, when you speak Korean? You said you act
because
a
when
bit
you have
more-
when you speak
when you say-
존댓말 in
yeah.
formal language.
So I was like, if I get really scared, maybe I'll start talking in Korean, and maybe that will encourage us to be a bit more polite. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's get. This is really not what I expected, but no, we're getting into
Fighting, John.
Fighting.
Fighting. Ganpare, ganpare.
Okay, so. Well,
Don't cry,
I-
baby boy.
no, I have.
Wait, sorry about
Anna has broken him.
this. He's broken already.
He's broken
It's like-
robot.
It's like all my research, but it's like, no, we don't need your research, and we just get straight into
Wait,
it.
so
I-
before you start, can I ask a question?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
last week when you were saying like she's gonna interview Anna, was he like all confident?
Yeah, he was
Uh,
like, "Oh, I'm gonna research everything."
Oh
throw
boy.
some.
So,
Little
yeah.
did you know what was coming.
I did warn him though.
No, it's because I didn't think this hand up of an answer. Like, if I asked the question, I thought there would be an answer and build up on it and give a story.
If I like the question and I think it can be a funny one, then I'll answer in a long.
Okay, selectively choose your questions while I answer the super chat.
Yeah, yeah.
Answer the super
Okay,
chats.
$50. Woo! Pizza. Have you discussed the Twitch shutdown situation already? What do you think most people will do? And what are your thoughts on alternatives? Is Africa TV and Naver's new platform supposed to releasing in February? Well, Twitch shutdown sucks. Korea sucks. They're like in front of like the internet end, but like ironically, like they don't have enough it's too expensive for Twitch to sustain its platform. So it kind of sucks, the whole situation. I'm co-streaming on Twitch right now as well. Are you?
No.
Twitch, Kick, all over there. But I guess my investment's gonna go to waste because Twitch is not going to be operating soon. I don't know what people like Sean or all the other Twitch streamers are gonna do. Anyways, they'll probably relocate to another streaming platform like Kick, I think.
Can we get Sean on once?
Yeah. I promised to get Sean on once here.
Yeah.
And Africa TV is like mostly domestic, so I don't know what the global streamers are gonna do. Like, I guess they're just gonna go to Kick probably, or just do YouTube live streaming. I don't understand in the first place why people don't live stream on YouTube. like compared to Twitch. Like Twitch has like its own fandom culture.
It's very niche.
Niched. Yeah, I don't really understand it over there. But Naver's new platform is not gonna fly. I'm sorry, but like nobody's gonna do it there. Naver already has like a very
basically me. Lol, I have to switch to Anna's channel. Come to my channel too.
No.
Join my channel. Join my.
You are a traitor if you go to Anna's channel right now. You are a traitor. Stop.
Come join my channel. Join the membership and send me super chats too.
Okay, Anna, ask John a question. Okay, switch it up. Switch it up.
The thing is, you don't know anything about
are you
me.
single?
No, I have a girlfriend out there.
Very good, very good.
Okay.
Very good.
Just
Is she watching this live?
No, she's probably working right now.
okay,
so
okay.
yes. It's also,
I would feel bad if she was to be like roasting him like completely.
I'm definitely used to. So, but the thing is, you don't know anything about me from what I know.
Just literally, I only saw you like from like the 5 minutes of last week's, and I know that you're born in 1999.
He's like,
Yes.
you don't know anything about me?
No. Isn't there's nothing you
Am
can
I
really
supposed
ask? No, definitely
You
not.
got a super
Oh wait, I got a super chat! Yay! Nicole, thank you. Anna has slayed already. Game over.
No. The thing is, like, you know, she is a Duna, so I want to
Yes.
respect my elders.
Yes.
So in that sense, I.
And I'm just
wanna
saying,
tread the
doing this
waters.
out of love, helping you to become better at YouTube.
Keep calling yourself. Keep saying that. But
Oh,
okay.
he's like up for the battle now. He's like, keep
Yo,
saying that.
We keep saying that. We got this.
Oh,
We got this.
Next question.
Because I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be rude.
No, seriously, I
But
don't get
okay.
She
offended
doesn't
by
get offended,
anything.
yeah.
I want you to spill the tea a little bit, like, because
Okay.
there are things that, you know, obviously in your videos that you don't say in like recordings that you might not say, but in live I want you to be a bit more free. So I want to ask you, I've actually noticed this in one of your specific videos.
On my channel or on KPC?
On KPC.
Okay.
On KPC, I want to ask you, who is the one person you find hardest to work with or to be a guest on while you were on KPC? Because there was one person that I kind of noticed, but I wonder if you kind of felt that as well.
I like everybody on KPC. Do you mean like regulars or like guests?
Or just guests in general.
Maybe Dan? Dan, I love you for listen, Dan for Ramen and Chill. That one
no,
episode.
he's gonna get offended.
That
Oh,
would be a Dan with Chill. Like he's
he's gonna be like, Anna, what kind of beef do you have?
he's
with me?
gonna be happy that I even mentioned him. He likes the he likes the mentions.
I don't know if I can say this, but
What?
behind the scenes, time has passed.
Yes.
Behind the scenes of Ramen and Chill, Anna and Dan actually got into a quarrel
Yes.
on site.
On the last day of filming.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys
they were
want the
actually
tea?
kind of like, fighting.
Okay, if you,
I don't know if you can say this though.
I
but-
can say this.
Okay.
But,
But
like-
like just the basic facts, no many too details. Okay.
So it was
Yeah.
on the last day of Ramen and Chill. For those of you who have like watched the series, you guys, we were all shocked when he at the end didn't pick Bella and then he suddenly went to Sabrina. And so after he filmed his thing, and then I went up to Dan and I was like, Dan, what the hell just happened? And he was like, what did you? I thought it was going to be obvious that I was going to go to Sabrina. And then we had this thing, and he was like, Anna, why are you gaslighting me? And I was like, I'm not gaslighting you. I was like, what? I was just trying to understand what the hell happened here.
Yeah.
And then we actually had like a thing for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. So the.
But then I was really not, in my mind, I was like not arguing with him. I was just like trying to understand.
Her tone is a little bit aggressive, passive aggressive. So Dan, a softie like Dan's gonna take that personal, and he's like, "What are you trying to say?" Like.
But we're good now. We
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
DM and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, sometimes isn't it Dan
Sometimes.
usually DMing you? But like that just proves our show was 100% real. And then she went and like she was like, "What the fuck happened?"
Yeah, I was so shocked.
Everyone was like that, when
Yeah,
he
yeah.
picked Stella. He picked nobody at the end. No, he picked Sabrina, right?
Yeah, he pissed
Yeah,
me.
right,
It's
right.
because Bella's Anna's boyfriend, my boyfriend. Yeah. Hold on, let me also. I added super chat.
Aw, FN says you're doing good, John. Just
Lamb
relax a
Donovan
bit.
73. This is getting really uncomfortable. Anna decided to play mean older sister for her role tonight. This is my role tonight.
I noticed.
This is my role tonight. Okay, so let me answer your question.
Eileen gives you good advice. John, be direct. Ask the question. No preface to the question.
Yeah, it's like sometimes the question is like the explanation before the actual question is like.
But the thing is, like, you have to give, like, the kind of the best
He's so
story.
radio.
So radio.
He's so radio.
The thing is, a lot of people probably like hasn't watched all the videos like I have, so to give the context and to make sure that I'm not lying. Like if people are curious, I can cite which videos they're from. So it's like, this is
You
very...
have that explanation. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Okay. Let me answer your question. So,
I don't know if I like YouTube.
Are you on YouTube?
I am, but I make very informative content. So
Is it shorts or like long form or?
it's very short form, but I make Korean news concise into
I
English.
have a good idea. After we do all the questions, Anna, watch his content
Okay.
and roast
I'll
it.
review it.
And roast
Yeah. Well, please go subscribe. I guess that'll help me.
Yeah,
right?
it's good for
Yeah.
promotion. Like,
It's
see,
good for
I'm
promotion.
trying to help you out, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you guys switch seats? I'm joking. Okay, let's.
Toughen up, my man. Okay, wait, let me answer your question. So,
Yeah.
Dan was, I like everyone on KPC.
Right.
I get along with everyone. I
Right.
can talk to anyone. Dan is just, I like to roast Dan too because he's a funny
okay.
character to like make fun of. Because he's very...
He's very serious.
He's very serious. And I was like, and when we first started filming that episode with Dan, he was speaking so quietly.
Yeah.
Being so like, oh yeah, I'm already serious. Like this I was like, Dad, like come on, like be funny. Like
Yeah.
say how I'm doing to you. Next question, please.
I'm glad
you
today's
hot?
a little bit colder
Are you
today
hot?
because I am feeling it.
Aw.
But it's okay.
John, just ask the questions and move along. This is different from news.
I'm not used to like just going straight to the question.
Oh.
Because literally in my notes, I don't know if you guys can see, but everything
Aw.
has
On my
like
camera too.
everything has questions and like basically the reason and the context behind it.
I'm pretty sure everyone appreciates it. Yeah.
So okay, I want to get on to relationship questions, harder questions for you. So you said that you flirt a lot on Instagram. You slide into DMs a lot. Is that still the case, or do you find it harder as an influencer because you kind of you have a following, right?
I haven't done that recently, but I think
What's
it's actually
recently? What's
like
recent?
within the past year. I haven't done
Okay.
that. But I think if it's easier as an influencer to do that because then you have like people like they see your profile and they're like, oh, and then usually it's like I can be like, oh, I'm a fan of your content, and then they can already see. But if I'm just like a random normie sliding into a guy's DMs, I'll be like, hey, I just like the look of you. I think that's a bit weird.
But aren't you worried that like some people might like expose you, like oh, this kind of famous person reached, or like Anna reached out.
I mean, obviously, I'm not sliding in there with like a dick pic.
You don't have a. What
It
do
was
you
like, wait,
mean?
what?
But you know what I mean? I'm
Okay.
just gonna be in there like, hey, I'm a fan. But also, this is a quick tangent. Last week, I went to this influencer like beauty event party, and there were like every basically single influencer there, content creator there under the sun. And then-
Single influencer or every single?
every
Okay.
single influencer, and Asian Boss, they were there and they were all dressed in tux, and I was like majorly fangirling because Asian Boss, they have like 3 million subscribers on
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah.
I've been watching their videos since like years ago, and so I went up to them. I was like, oh, I'm such a big fan. And then Steven, because you know them, right? You've made videos with them.
Slightly, yeah.
Slightly, and then he was like, he saw me. He's like, "Oh, I've seen you on David's thing." And he's like, "I've seen your content," and he was like, "I know who
nice.
you are." I was like, "Oh my gosh, please come on for one episode." He was like, yeah. He was like, "Yeah, maybe." He was like,
But
he
it's
did
going
tell
to
me
be boring, honestly.
because he's very informational too."
I think I would do better on this channel.
I think if we had John, Steven, and maybe Dan together,
Oh
it's gonna...
no.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no hate to you or to Asian Boss,
Hey,
but
you're 99. You have potential. You
Yeah.
need to grow up. Steven's up there, kind of.
yeah, but his content is different to what
Right,
we make.
right,
Yeah,
right, of course.
but he was telling me like they're both 42 and they're both single, like not married.
Really?
Yeah, 42 and both single, not married. And I was like, and he just said to me, I just work all the time. Like literally, he was like, he's like, my life purpose, I think, is to like make this content and like provide this to the world. He was like, I don't think I have any other purpose. And I was like, I mean, that's really noble. But do you think you can live like that? Just be like, I just make content and that's my only thing that I do. I don't have a marriage. I don't have any relationships. Like he was like, I just work constantly.
Well, I am kind of like that. You
You
know me.
you have
Yeah.
he has fun. He likes the pleasures in life.
Didn't you drink yesterday or something? Oh, your story? You were not drinking yesterday?
Whatever. We're not going there, but
But
yeah.
anyway, I was just like listening to that. I was just like, wow, like that's really like kind of like it takes a lot of dedication and like special, like to be able to do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
And also, he asked me about you and Daddy.
Oh.
He was like, what's going on there? Like, are they still making content together? And I was like, no, I'm a child of divorce. Like, like I have to see them separately. It's a bit awkward. It's
Yeah.
like that is such a shame.
That is such a shame.
So that was the tea from last week. But yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
okay, everybody's so curious about me and Danny. Like, there's nothing there, to be
Hey,
honest.
Chalmers says, Anna, hook a girl up. They are in my demographic.
Oh, Asian boss?
Yeah.
Hook a girl up? Okay.
Yeah, they were nice guys. Yeah, but I think they're too busy, to be honest. Okay, next question.
So, okay, this is the category of reveal. So this is the category that I'm really not sure if you are allowed to answer this, because these are
I'm pretty
questions...
sure she's allowed to answer.
No, because these are questions that you've mentioned on either live streams or videos, and you specifically said not to say. You've kind of talked
Oh.
someone
But you can try. If
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to answer it, I won't
Yeah,
answer
she
it.
won't anyway.
So that you said that you met this guy through Kelsey at a party in Seongsudong, and this guy who is a ENTJ. How
This
did
is
that,
old news.
so how did that? Yeah, it's a while ago, but how did that end?
We broke up. It's on my channel.
Wait, you guys dated?
This is interesting
So,
to
so this is the thing is, I only watch KPC. I've only researched on KPC, so I'm not.
Yeah, that's my
Oh.
ex, and I have the breakup vlog that
Oh,
David
that's
was
the one that
making
you
fun of me.
cried.
I'm not making fun of you.
You did make fun
No,
of me.
I'm not making
I mean,
fun
I
of
don't
you.
give a shit.
Pretty
Should we
funny.
watch it all together right now?
Should we do a reaction
Should we
video?
watch?
Guys, come on my channel too and
this
send
is-
me some love
this is
too.
nice promotion,
Because David is
right?
making fun of me. He doesn't deserve
I'm not
any
making
super
fun
chats.
of you. Hey, wow, 200 people are watching your channel, Anna.
Yeah, because I mean, usually more people watch, but the live. I thought, to be honest, guys, I thought this live was meant to be tomorrow morning actually, so that's why I put up the link super late.
Never
Wow,
mind.
you never
never
watched
mind.
any of her videos.
He does watch my videos.
He watched one, the most recent one.
Okay.
Wait, let's read some chats as well.
Yeah. In the meantime, Eileen, thank you for the $20 rounds of shots
Come
of
to
soju
my
on me.
channel
Yes.
too.
Should I buy soju? Should I go down and buy soju?
Right now?
Yeah.
No,
I
thank
was
you.
thinking about bringing aviation gin, like Ryan Reynolds alcohol, but I was like,
What is that?
it's just a gin that's made by Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
But I thought it'd be a
Nicole
bit
says, "Oh
early.
goodness, all these questions is about Anna's dating life. Be slightly more imaginative."
Yeah, I think you guys need to get close. Anna, move a
I
little
don't want to
bit
get closer. I'm already scared, man.
You're scared? Don't be scared.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I got this. Okay, so the next one, this is the one that I'm pretty sure you guys aren't allowed to talk about. But,
Don't preface, just ask the question.
Yeah, don't press.
alright, okay. So you said, David said that there was a night that you said something very cruel about a 대표님 or 사장님. Do you guys remember that?
Which episode and what context?
Okay,
Yeah.
now we have to talk about the context. Okay. I have to scroll up and see which context. No, but there was a video where like you said that you specifically in one of your KPCs that you said it was in the earlier videos, like the
Okay,
first
okay,
two or
okay.
something, that I think this. That Anna said something very cruel to a 대표님, like a very cruel comment to a 대표님, and you guys specifically said not to talk about it because that's actually too far. And I was wondering if you guys can say that on live stream.
I
you
have
remember?
I have no idea.
This
which
was
Tiffany
9 months
it
ago.
was. Well,
Yeah,
Anna
that's
says
how
a
long-
lot of shit about
Yeah,
people.
I say a
so-
lot of shit, so we don't actually remember what you're talking about.
Oh.
I think you have to eat the jelly bean.
It was
Come
a
on.
really good question. It was a really good question.
Okay,
Oh,
so
if
that
I just
is-
remembered, it would be very interesting.
So that is stink bug or toasted marshmallow.
Stink bug or toasted marshmallow?
Yeah, I don't know what stink bug tastes like.
I think. Oh, this is definitely not normal.
Is stink bug?
Yeah. It's not. It's not nice. It's not like I've had the vomit ones and the other horrible ones. It's not that bad, but it's not great.
Anna, you're not that funny by cutting the guest. Okay, I'll let you talk. Funny.
Yeah.
Oh, there are now people, softies out there, like, you know, trying to.
Yeah, stand out for the
No.
동생 right here.
Aw.
Okay, I'll let you talk, but it has to be funny.
It has to be funny. So the thing is, I'm not used to being funny, like kind of like
Oh.
out there funny. So yeah, this is
I
weird.
really want to know which Tiffany he's talking about, though.
I don't know what you're talking
Maybe
about.
if I send you guys the videos later.
There's only a few people we call Tiffany, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a few in my head.
I don't know. You guys said that. Oh, she said something very cruel, and you specifically was like, don't say it. You can't say it.
Is there any more context?
No, there was.
What was the title of the video at least?
Let me. Okay, what
But
you
this
guys
is
talking
not.
about?
Can we not?
Okay.
This is boring to everybody else.
Okay.
So, yeah, I was actually thinking if you guys can, but yeah, if you guys don't remember it, then it must not be that bad as well. So now this is getting into the final kind of questions, and this is on the idea of you've said stuff that I felt in multiple videos that you were kind of contradicting yourself.
Okay, let's
So
go.
we're gonna get on this. So you said that you work out generally for your health, for your mental health and physical health as well, and then people should focus on the mental and physical health, happiness. So I wanted to ask you: do you put on makeup for yourself or for other people? Like, do you put on makeup to make so it's pretty for yourself or for
For both, because I'm here to entertain.
Right.
Part of the entertainment is looking nice for people. I'm sure if I came dressed in like pajamas and like looking ragged as hell, they tell me if I look tired.
Could you do that?
Come in pajamas and no makeup. Do you guys want to see that? Is that entertaining?
I think so.
So this is a lead-up question to, because we actually talked about this last week,
That question. Yeah.
and the idea was that men should pay on the first date
Yes.
because the woman puts on makeup. But this is very interesting because I always thought women put on makeup for themselves, right?
But you want to be out with a pretty looking girl, right?
No, I want to go.
Okay, you want to be out with an ugly girl.
I want to be out with a girl that I don't care whether she puts on makeup or not. If she looks pretty with makeup, but she doesn't look pretty without makeup, that could also be very deceiving as well.
But seriously, a girl goes into so much effort to come up and show up on the date for you.
Guys do as well.
Hair, nice outfits. Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Then on first dates, do you make the girl split 50-50?
No, so the thing is, usually on first dates, I'm always the one to ask, and I'm always on the side.
What do you ask?
Go on.
So I'm on the stance that whoever asks the first date or whoever makes the most income. So usually there are situations where the guy could be a student and the girl could be working or something like that. And if the girl asks, then I think it would be better to split, or for the person who asked for the date to pay rather than.
Have you ever had that where if the girl have you been out with a girl that makes more than you and then you ask her to pay for the date?
She didn't pay, but we've split. And it's
On the first date?
Yeah, and that's my girlfriend right now.
Okay.
We've been dating for 2 years.
Okay.
But yeah, because
This is my personal view on this.
Yeah.
Call me old-fashioned on this, but I think on
You
the
are
first...
old, so it's
I'm
not
old.
It's just fashion
I'm
for
old.
you.
I'm older, definitely older than you. So I think on a first date, this is just my old-fashioned view. First date, a guy should just pay.
Okay.
And if you're feeling weird about that, then you shouldn't be dating.
And
right
even
now.
if the girl asked, hey, can you take me out? The guy should still pay.
If the girl asks, hey, can you take me out?
Or if the girl initiated the asking to be put on a date, the guy
man
should
should still be the man and just pay for the first date.
And the reason is because girls.
It's just a gentlemanly thing to do. If you're really on the first date, you go out and you eat out and you're like, hey, let's split this in half. You should just not. The simple solution is you should just level up.
Right.
Level up.
So,
Don't be broke.
Yeah. So are you saying poor people don't deserve love and to be in relationships? That's exactly what you're saying.
If
right?
you don't manage your finances well enough to the point where if you can't, as a guy, can't take a girl out for one date and you can't pay for it without feeling like, then you should not be dating at that point. You should just wait or just grow your income a little bit more where you can't just take a girl out for a date without being like freaking out about it.
Right, because poor people don't deserve love.
This is not the time to be dating.
I'm joking, yeah.
Honestly,
yeah.
if I were a guy, I would not. I would always pay. If I were a guy, I would just pay for the girl at the first date.
I know what you mean. I'm just kind of joking around, but I do believe that there are time and phrases where people should be ready to date.
Yeah.
And I'm less on the side of money because I think just situation in general. But yeah, so it's just a part that I'm like, I don't know if I totally agree with this idea because usually, oftentimes, even if the guy pays for the first meal, oftentimes the girl would pay for the food or the coffee after and dessert. So it usually bounces back and forth. But this idea that guys should pay for the full date because girls genuinely put on more effort.
Guys just literally don't know how much money it takes for all our skincare, makeup, even the bathing products.
But you do that for yourself. Like,
Okay, if you don't want a girl that puts in no effort, then fine, maybe you split it. But literally, even the time it takes for me to do my hair and makeup, the actual time that it takes me like an hour and a half to get ready, even to come to this live. So you guys can just roll out to bed, put on an outfit.
Is that why we were an hour late today?
Huh?
Is that why we got delayed an hour?
No, because I thought this live was tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But you guys have no
Okay.
idea. Girls in the chat, you have no idea how much time and energy it takes
Right.
for me to do my hair and look nice for y'all. If you come up to the date and then you're like, pay 50-50 for this date, I'm just sorry, I'm just not going to find you attractive. No.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think most people do. Like, I've usually paid. Oftentimes, I would pay 50-50 if I'm in a situation where I'm not sure if this is actually a date. Like, the first technical date I had with my girlfriend, I wasn't sure if it was a date. It's kind of just like friendly hangout, and to not make her feel
Did you go
uncomfortable.
from friends to being a couple?
No, we were we were in the same class.
Oh, so
But
it's slightly
we were like,
different.
oh yeah. So we're like, oh, let's have lunch together. And because I didn't want to make her feel uncomfortable, I was like, hey, I can pay, but if she refuses, then I'm not going to push this idea, because it kind of could seem like I'm pushing a date when the person doesn't want to. David's just enjoying
this.
David's just enjoying this.
Yeah, this. Someone said this is a charity battle. Yes, I like this. Yeah, send them
No,
super chats
please.
to me. I'm the collector,
I'm
and
reading-
you guys can propose.
Guys, please send some
Send
help.
to my channel. I'm reading everyone's
Please.
opinions about the first date.
I need help, guys. Please send me moral support. I appreciate it.
My channel is 90% women, so I don't think there's gonna be a lot of help on your side.
But no, it was just a curious. Yeah, it's a safe space, guys. So I think.
Steven
gonna-
says just say societal norms rather than making the excuse of hair and makeup. I think it's also, it is maybe also half that as well. Societal norms, just like, I just really just think like, first date, a man should just pay. Like, there's just that. It's like the old fashioned thing. Like, just be a man, just offer to pay for the date. It shows the girl that you're willing to
invest.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she's more willing to be like, oh, this guy actually cares about me, this kind of thing.
I think most men, even if they're not traditional, I think most men are willing to pay for the first meal, because it's just oftentimes.
Honestly, I haven't met any guys recently
Yeah.
where they're like, you have to pay
Yeah.
on the first date. So
I haven't, unless there's some content creators that's made videos on it, but besides that, I haven't actually met anybody around me or.
Okay,
or
so
real
here's a
life.
neutral question, middle ground question. So I've heard from a lot of guys that, of course, they pay first because
Yeah.
that's like the social norm.
Yeah.
They think it's the right thing to do. But there are guys that like have kind of a test, like a very validation process.
validation process.
Validation process.
Yes.
So the breaking point is it's okay for the guy to pay, but if the girl doesn't even suggest to pay, like, or she doesn't even say anything of gratitude, like, oh, I really enjoyed this meal.
No,
like,
you have to say thank you.
Thank you for buying
Yeah.
this meal, or like, oh, we could actually split or something. Like, make a gesture, like in
No, if a
respect.
girl doesn't say thank you, then that's like no manners.
So what do you think
Right,
about
right.
a girl, like, Danny once said this in a video with me, and then he was like, he went on like a sogeting or whatever. He was the man. He paid the bill, but the girl was like just waiting behind like the cashier, like for him to pay, like not even trying to like, oh, is it okay for you to pay, or like to
Right,
split
right,
the bill. So you gotta have like the modesty, like the decency to actually make some kind of gesture, at least like verbally or whatever. What do you think about this point? Is it okay for the girl to just be on the side and like, okay, it's like chivalry and gentlemanship?
I think, I think they should at least appreciate it, right?
Yeah.
I think they should at least appreciate it, and even act like at least you're reaching for your wallet. But yeah, if I would be a little bit upset, because I would be curious if that person is out to meet me or just want a free meal.
Yeah, of course, as the woman, you
Yeah.
have to be super appreciative and you have to be gracious and be like, oh, thank you so much for the meal. Also, someone made a point. LG says, if a guy asks to split, I am going to assume that he doesn't think the date is going well, and I will call
that
it
is
a
true.
lie. For example,
true.
if you went on a date with Karina, you are of
Why
course you are
Karina?
not going to make her pay half. If a guy wants to, he would. If you think of your favorite celebrity crush, do you think the guys are going to make her pay for the meal? No, they're not. If he makes you pay, he doesn't like you that much.
That is true to some
Yeah,
extent.
exactly.
Yeah.
If he really wanted to, he would. Is my point.
And I would say, except this girlfriend, actually, when I knew that it was the first date, I would always offer to pay. But I think it's just this idea that they always have to. Because I know some
No,
people.
not always.
Yeah.
I just think first date,
First date.
man should pay. It's just the gentlemanly, nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I agree with that. It was just the thing that I could pick point that I knew it was gonna get a bit heated, but yeah.
This is just what I believe, and I appreciate people having different, but
Yeah.
I think if I'm quite masculine energy in general. If I were a man, I would just not even think about it. I would just pay first date.
So Anna, okay, I'll put you up on the spot there.
Okay.
Then, so if you were to meet an attractive guy, you were attracted to him.
Unattractive or attractive?
Attractive
Okay.
guy, like, but you didn't know about his finances or background or anything. He's just appearance-wise very attractive. Personality was very attractive. You went out, and it turns out that you're way more competitive than him. You got a better salary, income, like you're better off financially. He's just like a college student, and he's like struggling with like, money and stuff. And he's like, I'm struggling as a college student. Can we like split the bill or something like that? Is that unattractive to you on a first date?
I think, but he said he's attractive,
Yeah.
and
Wait.
Look how he
Wait.
switched up,
then I would pay. I think
Oh.
I would pay.
If he's attractive enough?
But if he was just like, I'm actually like, but then I would be like, I will continue dating. For that date, I would pay because I'm like, okay,
Okay.
you have
Wait,
no money.
would you date a broke college student?
No.
Oh.
I'm 29. Why would I date a college student?
You-
No, I am not doing that right now at this stage in my life.
If he is Chaunu.
I don't know. Tanner's too pretty boy for my liking.
Oh.
He's prettier than me.
Okay, who's your favorite
so-
celebrity? Who do you like?
Sugum?
Yeah, who do you like?
No, okay, the most recent like crush I can think of actor-wise was like Udoan in
Okay.
what was it called? 사냥개들. What was that in English?
Udohan. Yeah, the I don't know, Bloodhounds or what.
Bloodhounds on Netflix. Yeah. Yeah, if that's the case,
Yeah,
I would pay
he's
for
a
that
broke
date.
college student, 25 years old. He doesn't have a lot of money.
No, I
He
would
takes you
not-
out to McDonald's for.
I would not continue dating him.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Even if it
wow.
was him?
No,
wow.
I like older guys.
Wow. So
Wow.
finance really matters for you.
I like older guys. I am not at this
Oh.
stage in my life going to be dating a college student.
Oh.
No, sorry. Sorry.
All the early 20s and broke people in the chat are now like
I don't think
hopeless.
are there that many early 20s guys in this chat. I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure
Early
among
20s
those
already.
200, at least like 10% will be on your channel at least.
No. So, but like I said, everybody, if he wanted to, it doesn't matter. If the person wanted to, they would, is
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
I think also it's interesting because I'm in a stage where I'm in a situation where a lot of my friends are either like some of my friends are in the corporate scene and making money, while some of my friends are just coming out of the army and they're still pretty broke. So it's and I understand kind of from where those guys come from. Like even though they have good intent and they genuinely like someone and they wanna be with someone and take care of someone, it's like financially they might feel a little bit burdened in certain situations.
I don't mean
Yeah.
if you're continuously dating one person, then obviously you have to take turns. By just saying for the first date, guys should pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is just literally first date. Yeah.
Do you care where he takes you? Like, because there was a viral video going around. I'm sure some people have watched it where this guy took this girl to a Starbucks, and the girl was like going off. And
What?
And the girl made a video of herself saying like, "Oh, this broke guy is taking me to Starbucks."
What?
And the
Apparently
guy.
What do you think of
girls-
Starbucks?
No, but some girls don't want coffee dates. They want dinner dates, like first.
Oh, just Starbucks?
Is that what you mean?
Well, in the
Not
video,
even dinner?
in the video, it looked like he at least took him to Starbucks for first. So, and then in the video, at least he was like, and she started making a video about how like this broke guy's taking me to Starbucks, and he got mad and he's like, okay, I'm gonna just drop you off, get out of my car, and just kind of like left.
I've
her.
had some girls be like, yeah, if a guy takes me out, like if he
On a
suggests
coffee
a
date.
coffee date first, then they're a bit like, no,
Why?
I like being taken
Oh,
out
really?
to dinner.
Why? What's the logic?
Because obviously
in-
paying for dinner is way more expensive than paying for a coffee.
Mm.
So they're like, you're not actually that invested in me.
But what if it is someone who actually wants to get to know you to see if it's worthy, you are worthy to be invested in?
Yeah, I mean
Which
that's
is-
especially on like a blind date. If you
Yeah.
had
Yeah,
met on
yeah.
an app, then the
Yeah.
guy definitely wants to check out what she
Coffee
looks
date
like,
is better,
and then they want to take
Yeah,
her out
what
for
do you-
dinner. But apparently some girls don't even like that. Or they just want to
Oh.
be like dinner straight away. Like it proves that you're willing to put in the effort, and that for
You
me.
get a nice meal too.
It's interesting.
Yeah, but if you're just talking about coffee, like Starbucks is like the premium end of like most
Yeah,
coffee
you're not
chains.
thinking the
Isn't it?
tabang
Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah. I think she must have been comparing coffee and dinner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was curious if it was that comparison or if it was the price difference that was the comparison. Because I always thought coffee date, having coffee and then having dinner would be kind of an ideal kind of situation. Whereas like you're kind of first meeting early-ish because you're not gonna have coffee at night. So you're meeting at like maybe 3 or 2 p.m. chatting a
but
little
like
bit.
we're in
and then,
Korea because people are drinking Americanos
that's
at like
true.
10 p.m. After dinner at like 11 p.m.
I don't know how people do that. Like, cause you're drinking coffee. Do you have one coffee a day or like?
Oh, I'm addicted to caffeine. I live, you know this. I live off
Yeah.
energy drinks and coffee.
I have a question for Anna.
Okay.
So,
Yes, let's attack Anna.
no, I'm not like attacking her, like a genuine question. So,
Yes.
a lot of guys struggle because of the finance aspect.
Yeah.
So, let's say, like, I really like this girl. She's really attractive, but she's like financially better off than me. You can see her lifestyle. It's pretty bougie on Instagram and stuff. But you really like her, so you want to take your shot, but you got like the pressure, you know, like, oh, like I'll have to overspend.
Yeah.
I can't really maintain this. But like, do you think, is there a strategy, like, is there alternative route that a guy can rizz up to that kind of girl, like who's like better off than you? Is there even a chance, or are girls just
It
like they
depends on
don't
the
date
girls.
under their tier?
Yeah, if
It
you're broke,
depends
you
on
know.
it depends on the girl, I guess. If she's really just well off and she's very generous, and if she's just like, okay, I don't mind having like a, you know, boy toy or
A
whatever.
boy? So that's the mentality.
Whoa.
Wow.
Either that, or some girls are gonna be like, no, I want to be treated slightly more like a more princess than this.
Oh.
You know, so it really depends on the person.
Okay.
But I think if any guys are in the chat, it's mostly girls, I think. But I
Yeah.
think any guys in the chat, if you're like early 20s and you're obviously everyone wants to date and stuff, I obviously understand the wanting to have a partner and stuff. But I think actually for guys and girls, early 20s is the time where you should be really focusing on just like leveling up yourself, bettering yourself, making yourself into a better position. And then in your later 20s and early 30s, you can really start to enjoy the fruits of your labor. But I think in early 20s is where you have to hustle. And you can really, especially for guys, like girls, like, because you have a slightly different timeline in terms of body clock or, you know, the time ticking,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But guys can definitely invest your time in your early 20s to really
Okay,
level yourself
here's
up.
a scenario. Okay, this is not based on my story. I should have said that. But, but let's
Okay,
assume
based on David's
no,
true story.
experience.
no. So there's a girl. She's not self-made. She's based on generational
Yeah,
wealth.
family
Okay.
wealth.
Family wealth.
Yeah.
She's really rich.
Yeah.
She's really attractive.
Yeah.
What was her
But-
name again?
No, but let's assume like a guy like me, okay? Like I'm average, but I'm like in the middle tier, like not at the top tier,
yeah.
but like I can manage myself.
Yeah.
But I can't like afford to go to like omakazes every single,
yeah.
hokkanses every single week or whatever,
yeah.
and go to like Paris all the time,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So for a guy like me to approach like a girl with like generational wealth who's really wealthy, is there a way? Do you think I have a chance?
Like it depends
would
on
have
the
a chance.
girl. It depends.
It depends on the girl?
Yeah.
So there's no
No.
there's no like there's nothing I can do.
Like you have to charm her. Either you have to be really funny or make her laugh, or you have to have like a really good body or appearance, like something you have to offer to make her want to be with you.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's like the only way.
But what do you think the chances are in like percentage?
I don't know that. I'm not like a computer. I literally don't know that.
It's not
Have you
my
had-
story. It's
have
not
you-
my story.
So have you tried to raise up a rich
No,
girl?
no.
What happened?
No, I
Did
did.
it succeed?
I said it's not my story. I've seen a lot of this happening though. Like a lot of people like just simping over like because usually like the tendency is like rich girls take care of themselves, right? They have like, you know, nice appearances, nice fashion and stuff. A lot
Yeah.
of guys simp over those girls. But the problem is like they're like, "Oh, I'm not confident enough because like if you look at her lifestyle, it's probably something I can't maintain."
Exactly.
So they just give up in the first place. They don't even try or attempt. And I'm like it's not my story, so I'm saying this. Like I'm like, dude, like you should at least take your shot. Like, you know,
Yeah.
try to be confident, like try to rizz her up with like, you know, your own charm or whatever. But because the social norm and like everything's like this, like these guys become underconfident and they get pressured like, oh, I can't even try. Like she's out of my league, you know, stuff like
But
that.
also, guys, in general, don't be afraid of rejection in life. In general, it's like life is constantly you have to get used to that
Yeah.
feeling of rejection. It just makes you stronger, and it's like becomes after you deal with one after another, it just becomes not a big deal. With work, actually, work opportunities, you can get rejected. With girls, with partners, it's just not a big deal. And the faster you realize this, it doesn't have to be like like a heart wrenching, like devastating thing. It's really not.
So if I would I be able to approach Ariana Grande?
I mean, you can try. You'll probably get blocked by her security, but you can try.
Haven't you already tried DMing cheese or something?
yeah.
Everyone can try.
Okay.
And actually, yeah, half of the shots that you don't take, I mean,
Yeah.
that's how I live my life. I always just try anything, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But
Yeah.
I'd rather have tried than not have done anything about it.
Okay,
So
okay.
this is the advice I give to all my friends too. Like, just if you want to, just do it, and if it doesn't work, oh well, it's just not meant to be for you. Yeah.
I just need to highlight this because Lam Donovan is a member, but David, you sound kind of desperate. No, this is not my story. I'm just like assuming
Is
here.
there a cheat code into...
See, Cindy says David has a lot to offer. Yeah, you guys don't know about me.
Yeah.
Like I have a lot to offer. Like
Can you name some?
I cannot name most of them. Okay, yeah. Ariana David, she's used to grade A prime meat. That describes you perfectly. Oh,
And like, I have a tangent more about like the girls and like wanting. You know, the thing is like most females do want to date upper and like a guy who's more level up in that. This is, and you can't call her shallow for this because this is simply like biology. Women are, well, especially in the caveman days, we are designed to like, well, not designed, but our purpose was to just like have children while the man like gets food and like he provides for the family. She just has children. So obviously the woman's biological need is to want a man who can provide and look after her, even when she's in like a pregnant state.
this is
Jordan Peterson.
So this is not. So when people are like, "Oh, girl, she like," when they like make fun of or like they say, "Oh, girl, so she's so shallow, she wants a rich guy," but it's just like a biological need.
Right.
It's simply just like nature. So you can't call her shallow, and it's like. Girls like can say I like a tall guy, or I like a guy with a six pack, or I like a guy who's funny. A girl can say I like a rich guy, simply like a dating preference. It shouldn't be like so judged. And
Anna,
David,
okay.
Anna,
David says all the time he wants a rich girl. That's his
No,
number
no,
one thing that he
yeah.
lives for. in
I've
a
Anna,
girl.
I have one single question.
I-
Do you believe in true gender equality?
I don't. So I guess let's do.
Now we're going there.
I can talk about this a lot. I can
Okay,
talk about this a
okay,
lot
okay.
actually because this is a topic that I think about
Okay.
a lot. I don't think inherently female and males we're just different. There's no way we can be equal in all aspects because biologically we are just different. Physically, everything.
Yeah.
We cannot simply cannot be equal like this. We have our different purposes and functions, and we have to work harmoniously in this world to
Anna, red pill. I was waiting for that.
simply women. We just like no matter, like I said, it's about physical aspects. No matter do you work out?
Obviously. Sorry. Wait. Okay, maybe
No matter how much I push myself at the gym, it's not gonna compare to like what they can do. You know,
Yeah.
it's just not. It's just physically we're different. They don't have vaginas. They're not gonna be able to push out
Wait,
babies.
I don't have vaginas?
They're not gonna be able to push out babies
Right.
from your holes. You know, simply we are biologically different, and so you know how feminism is. I don't.
Ooh.
We're gonna
this
talk
is-
about this.
I kind of want this.
You go on.
I would, yeah.
Going up, okay, this is everyone's being entertained. Feminism, I think, I just don't like the meaning of that's become in Korea because it seems to be about hating men in Korea.
Right.
I don't believe that. I love men. I do not hate
We
men.
know.
I really like men. So I do not believe it's like, oh, they're all terrible and they all rape and they all like terrorists. No, I don't believe this at all. And I don't like the radical incel groups either when they hate women. I think
Right.
both sides are equally just as bad as each other. We really have to work harmoniously, live together with each other. We have to increase the birth rate.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no need to hate each other, and yes, like sometimes I don't agree with like you know, when there's like an article. I do think there's a double standard for men sometimes because you know.
Yep, that was where I'm going
Yeah,
to.
double standard for men sometimes because sometimes you see like even with K-pop like girls being like, oh, this idol's being so sexualized
Yeah,
by men.
yeah.
It's like creepy comments. But you see like a topless video of Jungkook
Yeah.
and everyone's like, oh my god, I want him all over me. It's like the same, but it's somehow considered more okay.
So, okay, let me circle back to your comment. You said you can't blame women and you can't call them shallow if they want like a richer guy or
Yeah.
whatever. If you flip that,
Yeah.
if a guy wants a richer girl and he's like under like he feels pressured or something like that, is that like, you know, being like not a not manly thing? Is that like looked down upon? Because it's the same thing, you know?
It is the same thing, but still, the thing is, the different thing is, if you want a family, the man still has to be able to provide somewhat. That's the difference.
Did you watch some Andrew Tate?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
caught up a lot. I watch both sides of the
Okay.
arguments. I'm very trying to figure out what my belief is, and
Yeah, I think Anna's way more traditional valued.
So I want to ask. So you talked about this idea of how it's okay for women to like want tall guys or guys with certain preferences. Do you think it's okay for guys to like only skinny girls? Because this is always the debate. How it's like, body shaming is this idea that girls can like tall guys, but for guys, talking about weight is very sensitive.
It's a dating preference.
Yeah.
Literally, there are so many girls I've seen in TikTok videos who are like, I will not date below 6 feet. It's simply not happening. So it's just like, it's a dating preference. If a guy says, I will only date a girl with like a slim frame, that is a dating preference.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
You literally can't hate on that.
Yeah.
You
Preferences
can't.
exist.
Yeah. You can't hate on that. And like some people be like, I only like to date like within my race. I don't want to. And you can't hate them for that.
The race thing is also very interesting because some people will call it preference, while other people will call it racism.
Yeah.
And what do you call it? What do you call that? Not a preference, but like
Bias.
No. Like go on. I can't think of the word. In the meantime, to match the super chat I gave Anna, by the way, this feels like an OG KPC episode. Thank you. I'm Donovan.
We're finally getting into like some interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me read some comments.
I love
so
this.
women should level up and men shouldn't. I disagree with that logic. Did we say that? We said the opposite.
I think she meant men should level up and women should.
No, women should level up too, 100%. This is, I hustle so hard. I work so hard. On that, men and women both have their faults, but we also bring something to the table. I agree with that. Like, we both have to just put in work. A woman can't expect to be treated like princess and she does just nothing. In the house, nothing. She's just laying there, buy me presents. No, you have to be doing... Every human being needs to be productive and be like some useful being to society. You can't literally just be being like, someone needs to look after me and that's everything. That's all I need to do. No, simply this is not living in reality.
Yeah.
Like living these days is hard. Affording stuff is hard. Like how are you all affording life these days? It's super hard. Everyone has to hustle. Yeah, this is what I really...
Let's switch up the topic a little bit because I found an interesting piece. So I noticed a lot of like short clips nowadays on Reels.
Right.
And there are a lot of like Korean men being interviewed. And people, the interviews are mostly asking, so what kind of foreigner do you like? Would you date a foreigner? And then which country would you date? Which race would you date? And most of the Korean men, 90% are going to say white people from like America or Europe or whatever. And then like in the comments, a lot of people are triggered saying like Koreans are so racist. They're like, they only like white people, like tan skin, like they don't like tan skin. They don't look down upon like black people or Southeast Asians or darker skin. Do you think this is like a preference or this is actual racism, internalized racism, or do you think it's like, a fetish? That was the word I was looking for.
Fetish.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think of that?
I would say it really depends on the person, the way that, the person kind of comes out. As if the person's like, ooh, I would never date like a person of color or something like that, then obviously that's racism. But
no, but like I'm specifically asking, so 90%, like the mass majority of Korean men answer white people.
Right.
Like, we're thinking of that general, like, specimen there, like that result, like a mass majority pick white people. Do you think that's preference still, or racism, or a fetish?
I think it could be a little bit of both, but I do think it's probably a preference. Maybe also Korean people, I think you guys talked about this idea that Korean people glorify white people in Western culture as well. So I think there is a little bit of fetish, or kind of that one thing that, to be that white kind of desire as well. What about you, Anna?
I think it's like people within their own race, they still like to prefer to date within their own. Usually.
Yeah,
that's normally.
Yeah,
and
that's
even
normal.
like when I watch Love Island, like UK version, they try to mix it up. So they have like, if they have like, I don't know, like 4 white girls, they try to at least throw in like 1 black girl, and like usually there were no Asian girls actually.
Right.
Yeah, they always try to throw in some like black girls in there, but still, no matter how well intentioned it is, usually the white guys will end up just going for the white girls,
Mm-hmm.
and if there's a black guy in there, they will. I don't know. It depends on the guy, but like, I can't say like most people just like to because like your race is what you know, it's what you see all the time. Your family is how you grew up, and usually like I don't know if it was just like a mainly black show, and if there was like one white person, I'm
Yeah.
sure they will get very like left out too. So it's like. Is it racism or it's just like people being like homogeneous and just like kind of just sticking to what they know?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
Yeah. So like I'm really confused on this too because I
Yeah.
can't pinpoint whether it's a preference or not because like if you think probability wise, like the ratio wise, it can seem like some kind of racism or like some kind of fetish. But at the same time, if you go to the individual's level, that person isn't really thinking,
Yeah.
oh, I don't like a certain race or something. They just like unconsciously like a certain a type of foreigner because maybe they've been exposed more to them on media or because that's just their preference. So it's very hard to pinpoint, but I've seen a lot of counter debates too because Asian males are usually, as you said last time, they're usually on the lowest tier of the pyramid in like the global scale, right? So if you go to black communities, if you go to Hispanic communities, they would say all Asian males are the less attractive. I would date like black people, white people over like so if we go there, are Koreans the only one racist too? Like could you apply that logic to other societies as well? Are then black people racist towards Asian people if they don't prefer dating Asian people? So like I'm very confused on why a lot of people are shouting like Koreans are so racist. Well, that happens all around the world.
Wait.
So,
Subini is in my chat. She says, I feel everyone is open to having a preference, and what most people tend to lean towards is familiarity. Hence, why people date the same race or someone that they feel familiar with. Yeah. It's just some people, obviously, in some cases, there might be definite racism, and also how most Koreans were exposed to like media in the West. It's like mostly Hollywood stuff, and most of it's like white, isn't it?
right.
So that's what they're mostly been exposed to. So maybe that's why most Korean guys end up saying like, oh, Scarlett Johansson, or like like I like those kind of people because that's literally what they've been most exposed to. Yeah, it's a tricky subject.
It is a very tricky subject.
Yeah.
And I've like being an Asian myself too, just on behalf of Asians, I've noticed like okay, taking our side in the global society, when I see counter interviews about like, oh, which like race do you prefer to like meet? Asians are always on the bottom, but like when you go deep into it, the reasons are like, oh, they're just like kind of like small, like they have small.
Yeah, I mean, I've had so many Asian guys.
Small stuff. So the reasons there are a little bit more detailed racist. When like you go to Korea, like when you ask like why do you don't like they can't really pinpoint a reason. They're just like, oh, I don't know. I've never thought about that. So I don't know. Yeah, it's always been very tricky.
Thank you. I am Donovan73. Welcome to Banana.
But I think it is interesting the idea that the reason on the Western side they don't like Asian men is because often Asian men are kind of seen as smaller, kind of even in body or height as well, which is why I think the idea of how you said nature of how people kind of want protection, or in that certain sense, maybe that plays along with it. And the idea, we talked about this with my friend, and is it racist to say like, oh, I don't like Asian men because they might have smaller packages, is because statistically as well, it could be true. So it's like, is it discrimination or is it stating the fact? Or is it both? Because it could be stating a fact, but also mean.
Like for example, like an Asian girl is never gonna have like the same huge ass as like a black lady.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just physically our bodies are not.
Right.
So we should just stick together as well. I know in some communities I've seen on Reddit, Asian guys really, really hate. What is your view on this? Do you care if if you see a Korean girl dating a white guy?
No.
But there are some people who really care about this. They're like, why do you go after worship? They say worshipping white people.
Right.
Do you care about this?
No. I don't care personally, but I've seen that view a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a known fact. It's a known fact. I'm not slut shaming or anything in any manner, but observationally, if you go to clubs, there are white guys and white guys can score every single night. That's a
Yeah.
known fact, right? Like even my friends as white guys, not like
Is
okay,
that
not
true these
not
days?
like basic, just beer drunk,
Is
people.
that really
Yeah,
true?
yeah.
But like I know a really attractive white guy friend, and he's like, if I go to clubs, like all these Korean girls, like at least 5, just
But
cling
that's
on.
because he's attractive. There's a guy that's attractive, he can go to a
Well,
club and
it's
score.
it's like amplified more
Exactly.
because of the fact that he's like a handsome white, guy. So like if you're like decent looking and you dress well as a white guy, there's definitely gonna be a plus in like.
I think that's less. Maybe in the 80s, 90s, that was more
So-
like shock. Like,
yeah,
whoa.
so because
but
of
it's kind
that-
really not that.
Because of that, a lot of Korean people hate against those women who
Yeah,
flock
yeah.
towards those white
Yeah,
guys,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and these guys are like, oh, these girls are easy,
Yeah,
I can have fun with anybody I want, and then people are like caring about the reputation of Korean girls, so stuff like that, I guess.
I think it is interesting because there was a time before COVID, I felt like there was a lot of people that said, oh, if you, like a lot of Korean men within like kind of like the toxic Korean men communities, they were, a lot of the times they were saying like, oh, if you get drunk and you can't pick up a Korean girl, then at the end of the night, just go after a foreigner girl, like a white girl or something. Because in Korea, oftentimes, they would say like the white girls in Korea want Korean men that are here, and then the Korean women here want white men, which is why like it kind of
Korean
works.
women here want white men. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like at the end of the day, if it doesn't work, then just go after like somebody like that. And I remember hearing that and feeling like, oh, that's really messed up. But it's a thing that a lot of people used to say at the time. And this idea of, I think you said about like biracial couples, there was a big like debate that used to happen a long time ago where people would say if a black guy was dating a very small Asian guy, who is fetishizing? Like a very small Asian girl, who is fetishizing who? Is the black guy fetishizing the small Asian girl, or is it the small Asian girl fetishizing the black?
But also the
Like-
word fetishize.
Yeah, that's-
I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like it's kind of being overblown, or
Right,
like
right.
the meaning has
Yeah, yeah,
changed, or
right.
like it's been overused.
Right.
Yeah. Really, I can't hate on people for having dating preferences. I really
Exactly.
can't.
Yeah,
Whatever
exactly.
it may be. It's
Exactly.
their choice.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like hating someone for being gay.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the exact same. So if a girl wants a tall guy, she wants a 6 foot guy, yeah, okay, like that's unfortunate if it's not you, but like you can't really, if that's what she wants, that's what she wants. If a guy wants to date a guy, that's what he wants,
As long as your preference is not children, it should be fine.
Yeah, children,
Yeah.
everything, children, no, that's
Preference
not okay.
can't.
Yeah, children is not
justify
okay, but everything
Everything-
else pretty much on the table.
Yeah,
When we were doing, sorry to cut you off, but remember when you're doing
No.
ramen and chill, and this whole race debate about like why can't you get guys who will like be interested in foreign
yeah.
girls, like,
Oh.
and we really did try our best in the
Yeah,
casting
we tried our
process.
best. Yeah.
But in the end, like none of it was scripted. It was 100% real. They're gonna like who they like. We can't be like, hey guys, can you like? We
Yeah.
can't force anybody to do anything,
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's the nature of these dating shows. We're not
Yeah.
gonna force any.
And I feel
reaction.
like the world has its own like supply and demand in
Yeah.
terms of like race, between like biracial dating and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that just it's like naturally just adjusting, the
Yeah, yeah.
supply and demand of like each race. So
And it is always changing. Like the idea of beauty standards or even people's preferences
Exactly.
constantly change as well.
Right.
So yeah.
And I think another factor is that Koreans are still, so family type bound, and like we very much listen to our parents.
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
culture exists. So there, if you bring home like a girl who's probably not Korean, the parents might be like, whoa,
Yeah.
like first, can we communicate with her? Does she understand our culture?
Yeah.
They're gonna be slightly like put off by it. But many couples work through that. Jin and Hattie are friends. Like we know so many interracial couples. A lot of people are working through, like, willing to work through all of
Yeah,
that
yeah.
hard stuff.
Yeah.
But it is definitely more effort as an interracial couple to go through all that marriage stuff. Whereas if you just have Korean couple, then already all the culture north. The parents are gonna be like, this is fine. We can speak to her or him
Right,
well.
right.
So it's just a lot more steps. But if you're willing to put in the effort, then that's good for
yeah,
you.
I think FN provided a nice guideline here. Just don't bash others when you're talking about your preferences, and then you
Yeah.
should be
Yeah.
fine. I think
I
that's
think
like
that's-
a
yeah.
golden rule over
Yeah.
there. Like as long as you can say you like white people, but say like, oh, I prefer white, like tan skin, or like I don't prefer tan skin over white skin.
Yeah.
Like just don't say it like that. You just say like, oh, I like, people from I don't know, Europe or whatever, because they
And
seem attractive to me.
Yeah, and I do think when we going back to like the double standard thing with men and women, I do think that women get so offended with guys like, no, I like a girl who's like, you know, like within like a certain slim frame, and they're like, oh my god, but you're so discriminatory. How can you say that? Like this, and then you have girls on the other side being like, oh, short king. No, I will not date a guy below 6 feet. I will not date a guy who doesn't make six figures.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like when guys say stuff, they get much more hate from it. It's whereas when girls say it, it's like kind of turns into like a with like the objectivity with Jungkook or like whatever. It's somehow more acceptable, which I think that should be the same, treated the same.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I think we kind of.
This was a massive.
Yeah.
But this is like an actual interesting topic, and people can actually relate to. Yeah.
Are you saying that to me to say pick
It's like
better
throwing
topics?
shade. Like
No,
this is
like,
This is the actual
interesting.
useful topic that David suggested.
No, but that stemmed from your question about dating and like who
Thank
should
you,
pay on the
David.
first date. Quick fun fact. I once went on a first date with
Okay.
like a famous person.
Yeah.
He made me split the bill on 50-50. And
Ooh.
after he had told me for an hour about how much money he makes that whole year, then he was like, oh, let's split this, and then, okay, I'll pay for the drinks afterwards. And I was like, I got the ache massively.
Did you go on a second date? No?
Yeah, we did.
You did?
Yeah.
Because he was good looking? Or he was famous?
You
I'm not going to say anything more than
you
that.
contradicted your statement.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
You said like if a man doesn't pay on the first date, you're not attracted to him.
Is this the same 3 million guy that you talked about on the...
No, that's Asian boss. No, that's not the same. But yeah, anyway, I think for first date, circling back to this, first date, guy should pay. That's what I believe.
So why did you go on the date with that guy?
I don't know. I guess I did like him.
Okay.
I guess I did like him.
So it's case by case.
It's
then.
case by case.
I think it's always hard to generalize like all these situations
Of course.
because it is really, depending on who that person is and also the situation and just there's so many other variables. But to generalize, most times the men should generally just pay for the first day. But yeah.
I had one girl tell me that Asian men are the finest men. And growing up, I didn't find Asian men attractive, but after getting into K-pop and BL, what is the cartoon thing? What's
DL, yeah, boy love. Yeah.
Boy,
Oh.
I now appreciate the beauty of Asian men now. I definitely think, rise of BTS and all that definitely has contributed a lot. A lot.
So how do you feel if someone's like, oh, I love Korean men because I'm into K-pop now? Like this kind of, they're into Asian men or Korean men specifically because they started getting into Korean drama and K-pop. A lot of Korean people actually find that very unattractive.
This is
just
so
because of
unique
where
as well because you
yeah.
don't find Korean girls being like, I really, because I like Hollywood movies. But is that the same?
Maybe it's because of mainstream we don't realize it.
I don't know what the equivalent of
K-pop
that.
is such a
Niche,
niche.
yeah.
So I think that's what makes it. It's a minority still.
Yeah,
while
yeah,
Hollywood
yeah.
is like mainstream, so
Yeah.
that's the big difference, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, which makes it kind of like Korea boo or
Yeah.
weird. Yeah. But yeah.
I can't fault on people for having dating preferences, but if
Yeah.
you like a girl, for example, because you think, oh, Asian girls, they're like submissive or
Yeah,
that is just
that's-
like an image that you have in your
Yeah.
head,
Yeah.
but you have to actually just like the person for the person in the end. Yeah.
Yeah. Nowadays, I've noticed a lot of guys liking Japanese girls.
Yeah.
Just because of the image.
Yeah.
That they're very gentle and like they will.
obedient
Yeah.
and like well caring for their
Yeah.
guy and stuff.
Yeah.
And apparently, a lot of Japanese YouTubers did interviews on this, and this is not just true. And I realized a very interesting fact about Japanese people, that like all of them, this is a social norm. Like, correct me if I'm wrong if you're Japanese in the chat,
Yeah.
but I've seen multiple interview videos saying that
They cheat.
they cheat.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Oh.
Too.
And it's just an unspoken rule.
Yeah.
Like, they cheat with each other and they know, but they
Yeah.
just like don't talk about it.
Yeah.
I-
Women and men, both
Yeah.
parties. They
Yeah,
just cheat all the
after they
time.
get married
Yeah.
and stuff.
And women believe that if a guy, like her husband, if he goes out and he has like a business deal and he
Yeah.
has to pay for sex, pay for like girls, they don't consider that cheating.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How is that?
They're like, okay, he paid for it, Like if it's emotional cheating, like he left me, my wife,
Yeah.
he left his wife to actually go live with another woman, that's
Yeah,
cheating.
yeah.
But if it's just like business transaction, okay, business deal.
Right.
He was like, not
Business
cheating.
transaction and have
Yeah.
sex. That's crazy.
Yeah, like okay, he paid for it, so it's like okay.
How is that not
Yeah, it's
cheating?
crazy. right?
Yes, I did see that interview where they were saying like prostitution or like that is not cheating, which brings the question: is emotional cheating worse than physical cheating?
It depends on how you look at it, but I think in this case,
they're
if I
both
was,
bad.
it's we're both really
Yeah.
bad, obviously. But if my husband said I'm leaving you because I'm gonna go live with another woman now because I just like her better than you as a person, rather than I just had like a drunk one night thing.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. There's a mistake. Obviously, then him leaving me for another woman would hurt me
Yeah,
way
yeah.
more. Yeah.
For me, physical is way worse.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
for me, because like emotional cheating, I think there are layers of emotional cheating, like stages too.
Right.
Like you're just getting to know the person, kind of getting a feeling for him, versus like you're really into him. Like I'm ready to leave this guy, and like that stage, like it's stage 1 versus 5. So if you're in the early stages, you can do your best to like get her back,
Yeah,
return
yeah.
her back. But like having physical, like going all like home run, then that's like a done deal. Like you can't reverse that. You've already had sexual intercourse with the person.
Right.
So it's like there's no going back for that. You can't erase that fact. Whereas emotional cheating is like, okay, something's lingering there, but you can at least cut it. Like you can stop doing that and come back and be faithful again. So
As in, emotional cheating, like if your girlfriend said, hey, I'm gonna break up with you because I just like this other guy way more.
then that's not cheating. That's breaking up with you.
That's-
It's emotional cheating because she has more feelings for him than you.
Well, what
she
if she
thinks he's a
had-
better person than you.
No, but as long as you break up, then that's done. There's no matter of
But
cheating.
that's
there.
emotional
Yeah.
cheating already.
But what if she already had like contact with this guy and kind of had like these built up emotions, and then it's not even breaking up and then going, oh, it's like basically transitioning into this other person, because then they had this build up of emotions. So would you?
And this is the unfortunate truth, but there's so many instances in a marriage, especially if the man and the woman has kids, if the man cheats, the woman still will try to forgive him at least once, and for the sake of the kids and to try and keep the marriage together.
Yeah.
We saw this in Victoria Beckham, he cheated. And Beyonce, Jay-Z, like she's a millionaire and also he's a billionaire, but like he still cheated on her. Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt.
Let's talk about the flip side too.
One.
Who was that on the Academy Awards? Who slapped? Who I forgot.
Chris Rock and
No, not Chris Rock.
Chris Rock got
I
slapped.
forgot his name suddenly. Will Smith.
Will Smith.
That's it.
His wife cheated on him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then interviewed him for a
That was-
video. How did you feel about that? That was crazy. I heard they're separated now. And that's what I heard. Yeah.
I think we got a question from Subin.
Oh, did she say something? What do you think about how things should be split if you're married then? For example, rent, other expenses, groceries, bills, lol.
Oh.
Let's ask the men.
What did you say? What?
She said, how should things be split if you're married? For example, rent, other expenses, groceries, bills.
So I currently with my girlfriend as well. By the way, my girlfriend was in chat. I'm not gonna call her out, but
Oh, really?
she was in chat. Yeah. So, it's lunchtime, so I guess she is allowed to be.
We're gonna
But,
get into a fight after this.
but we actually, even though we're dating, we have a dating account. So we have a card.
데이트 통장.
Yeah. So we both put in money each week or each month. And I think that's a really nice way of kind of knowing exactly how much we spend on each date, as well as kind of making everything very even. And I think if I was to get married with her, I think we would include that as well. Like we would probably both send more money into that and then take all the rent and all the groceries out of that account. And I think that would be probably a nice way to do
But I
it.
think she's talking about marriage. But none of us are married, so it's really hard to say. But if you are married, how do you want to split the finances?
It depends on the situation,
Everyone's
because
situation,
like whoever is the breadwinner, of course that person has to sustain and maintain the family, right? So there's no other option than that.
Yeah,
But
if the girl
you're-
says like, let's get pregnant, and she's pregnant, she's like, I don't want to work, I want to be a full-time mom. Are you going to be okay with this?
Oh, suddenly, right? Like discontinuing her career, like not even returning back to her career. Then I think that like if she decided that on her own, then that would be like a no for me. But if she like asked with me genuinely, like I feel like I would be like a better mom and like care for the child. I really want to give my full love into the child, so this is why I want to become one. Do you agree with that? And if there's like a full conversation, I'll be like, okay, then we could go to reasonable,
Right.
you know, agreements. But like if she's like, you know, I just want to quit my job, I want to be at home, I just want to take care of the baby, then that's not what I saw in you when I was getting married, right? So like I was like, you were an independent person who was having an earning too. Like it's way better if we stack money together too. And so like if you just do that, then that's kind of, you know, no.
But also, I must say, you know, it's different for our parents' generation
Yeah.
because we usually, with my mom was just like a full-time housewife, and like my dad earned all the money, and that's how usually it was for most Korean parents our age. Like the man just does the work, and she gets pregnant, she looks after the baby.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I spent last 2 weekends with my cousin and with her 2 kids. It is a full-time job.
Of course
it is a
yeah.
full-time job. You have no break, constantly running after them, making sure they're okay. It is the constant housework and cleaning up. So it is a full-time job. So, and my mom did nothing but that. But these days, it's simply nobody can survive on a one-person salary.
Exactly.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Back then, when my parents' generation, it was possible.
Yeah.
And the houses were easy to buy. Just living was way cheaper. But now it's like it's impossible to live on a one-person salary unless he's like, you know, business guy. He's like mega rich.
Right.
So if for most normal people, average people, it's just not going to be the case.
It's not possible.
It's not possible. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, if the woman really wants to be a housewife, then that has to be rediscussed before you enter the marriage.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting because me and my girlfriend, we both, early in our relationship, our both dream job was both to be a housewife.
For each other.
Like, no, for ourselves. Like, I want to be a husband, and she wants to be a housewife. So, like, we didn't have like a dream job that we really were passionate about. So we always joked about how like, oh, if we get married, you can work and I'll stay at home. I'll take care of the kids. But in reality, in our generation, it's probably most likely that they'll all work.
Yeah.
Child rearing is a full-time job. Yeah, I really agree. Both husband and wife should divide in percentage. So if the husband makes more, then he pays more. Set up a family account and each deposit of 30%. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like the idea of like getting married and living with someone is like so romantic and nice, but it's just like all that technical stuff, like splitting. That's like what gives me the headaches. Isn't it the same for you?
Yeah, it does. It wasn't like this in the old days.
Yeah, it was just like people like, let's get married, we're gonna live together, we're gonna have a family, that's it. But it's like now, because living is so hard, everything is too expensive.
Like I feel like while traditional marriage and society is way more patriarchal, it's simpler though. It's very simpler. That's why a lot of people are converting back to traditional standards nowadays, because it's like the man's like, okay, I'm going to provide for the family. You be the housewife. You do the household chores, like cook the food, blah, blah, blah. And that seems very misogynistic in this era, right? But then a lot of people are just returning to that because all of this weird, like,
so much
it's
headache.
complicated and like it creates so much dispute and we end up in like unhappy marriages. But like, if you still look in like the Middle East, maybe like where they very much value traditional marriage, they're very happy, like, you know, with their marriages. Like even if a lot of Western countries say like, oh, it's very misogynistic, there's no women rights, blah blah blah. Yeah, so
and like even my dad, he just pays for everything.
My
mom got like, even my cousin, she gets an allowance, like a certain amount each month to like look after the house, like pay for all the food, the kids, all that stuff. The husband gives the woman the allowance or like the set amount of money, and my dad like he would just pay for everything, and that's how it just would work. But now with all the modern couples, it's like people have separate accounts and we have a joint account. Like you pay for your stuff, I pay for my stuff. Yeah, back then it was marriage just really more like we are one. Everything we do is together.
Exactly.
But now it's like, more complicated.
I mean, like even in my dad's and grandpa's generation, I have not seen the woman work outside. Very rarely. Very rarely. The housewife ratio was like up there, like 60% at least. You know?
So now I've also on TikTok, I've seen like a rise of this content where girls, especially like Gen Z, they're like, I am sick of like being in this rat race. Like I want to go back to my feminine, like they say want to live in their feminine energy. Like I am willing to be the housewife and not have a career. I'm willing to do the housework, all the cleaning, all the cooking, laundry, have the kids while my husband does the stuff. I just don't want to be in the corporate 9 to 5 and be in all the masculine energy. And then you have some people agreeing with this, be like, no, but girl, like you need to have your own stuff going on at least. And then some people be like, but that's what maybe the traditional way back to life is like the way to be, and like you don't have to just be so hard
Yeah.
hustling.
I guess, yeah, we're going back to the ages where the men go out and get the prey,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then, you know, the women are like in the
The
house
thing is,
sewing.
there are some men who are like that well off, rich enough, and who are just be like, yeah, okay, you do all of that stuff, you look after me and the house, then I'm willing to do that. But most guys are like not.
Yeah.
Like I said, most people are not, cannot survive on a one-person salary. That's simply the truth. So
Yeah. I think just simply because everybody's getting so much of this individualism, like
Yeah.
like this idea that
Yeah.
just conflicts with the family aspect
yeah,
itself.
it's like the modern society plus like the traditional
Yeah,
values.
honestly, family cannot be maintained with both individualistic mindsets. Like,
Yeah, if it's so calculated, okay, you
Right,
got this,
right.
so I
Yeah,
get this.
right.
So no, it's just like some, you know, it has to be union.
yeah. In
yeah.
those terms, traditional roles might be the way to go.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you think getting married is possible?
Yeah, why not?
As in these days,
Yeah.
I sometimes have doubts like, oh my god, why it feels like it's so hard these days. Like everyone is so calculated. and,
Yeah.
That's
like,
true. That's true.
I'm just like, is it gonna happen for me?
That's just the economy gaslighting us. No, conditioning us.
the conditioning,
Conditioning us,
yeah.
yeah.
It's really hard.
We're driven to be like this because you know
And
you
all-
need to have a roof
Yeah, yeah.
to get married.
Yeah, and also the
Where you
other
gonna
thing
live?
I want to explain to these guys, it's slightly different with marriage in Korea, is that I feel like in the West, it's like two people like each other, and like it's just genuinely like, okay, we'll make it well, we'll grow together and all that. But in Korea, marriage is like the parents are so
Yeah.
involved. There's so
Right.
many instances where the guy and the girl, they're really like, okay, we want to get married. They go to the parents, they're like, no, she's not it. You have to break up this
Yeah.
marriage. You cannot get married to this girl. Or like, this guy's doesn't have enough money. Or like, there are so many instances when marriages break out, like the wedding ends up breaking off because the parents are so against it for whatever reason.
Yeah, yeah.
That is the massive issue in Korea. The parents really have a say
Right,
for some
right,
reason.
right, right.
Yeah. So it's not just enough that these two have love for each other, but it's like a huge family reunion, a union of the how much the other family has,
Yeah.
assets. It's so very calculated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that's true. I see a lot of my friends' relationships and also my relationship as well. A lot of people find themselves in a loophole where they're like, oh, we'll get married when we make X amount of money. Like, oh,
Yeah.
when we both save and like eat up each, we'll get married. But we know that's like, even if you save, doesn't matter how much you save, in our day and age, unless you're like born into a rich household, you're most likely never gonna have enough money, like to be comfortably married and like all hands off, like when you guys get married. So, but I find a lot of people in situations where they're very calculating, like, oh, which time they have to get married as well. And I think in Korea as well, I heard weddings are extremely
They're
difficult,
expensive, yeah.
extremely expensive. You have to book in 1 year in advance as
Also,
well.
it's very transactional too.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Gamma says, I gave up about a year ago that I was ever going to be in a relationship. Ever since I saw the dating scene on dating apps, I gave up.
Are
lot
you a
of people-
guy, Gamma? Are you a man? Or a
Probably,
woman?
I think so, maybe. But
Yeah.
like a lot of people around me have given up on relationships too. They're just
Yeah.
like, you know, I'm done. You know, I'm just gonna live my own good life. And I'm seeing a lot of like reels nowadays from either both men and women saying like, I'm living my best single life, 40s, and then these reels like switching them, go traveling to Bali,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And then people like traditional people in the comments are like, you're missing out on the best thing in life. And then why are you shaming these single people? And like it's like a whole conflict between
Yeah.
each other. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think a lot of guys are giving up on the dating scene or getting married scene because
Right.
it's like I said, it's usually the norm that women are going to want to marry higher and up, just to be able to have the protection of like he needs to be able to provide for me. But now women also make good money. You know, they have good
Yeah, yeah.
education and university degrees. So if women are making good money, they still want like the top 1% of guys higher than
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
and that's like a really small pool. And so then the rest of like the average guys, they feel like they're not good enough, they get left behind, and then that's why these radical incel groups happen, like the feminist groups happen. They all hate each other. And yeah, at least the man is like, yeah, I feel like if I want to have to be able to provide for family and kids, then I have to earn like a certain amount. And the girls are not going to want to pick me. They're going to always try to go for like the 1%.
So
Yeah.
is socialism a solution?
Oh my gosh, we're
gosh.
going into all of
If
the...
everyone was,
what was
if
the-
everyone had equal income, would you date an I don't know,
Equal income.
yeah.
This is-
But have you ever seen a country where they have like communist society where it's actually been successful?
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
North Korea.
Scandinavian countries.
Is it
like,
communist?
It's not communist,
No.
but like it's more like I heard a cook there, like a restaurant owner there, earns almost the same as like a doctor or like
Wow.
Is
like
this true, guys? Is that actually true?
Yeah, I've heard it from my friend who was in who he's from
Wow.
like
Then
Finland.
why would anyone train slave
Yeah.
away so hard to be a
Like-
doctor then?
Because
No, there must be
they have
difference.
passion and inspiration on being they really have a calling
wanna
for that.
help people.
They want to help
Yeah.
the society. Everyone has an equal role to society, and they pay enormous taxes like based on your income. So after that, it's pretty much the same what you earn. Like the welfare is like huge.
Yeah.
We
So-
need to fact check this to see if this is actually true. If like, what did you say? A cafe worker earns the same?
No, not like a cafe or like part-time worker, but
Oh.
like an actual cook
Like
or
a
like
chef.
a chef or like
Oh,
an
it's the same
office
as much as a
owner or a
doctor.
doctor or whatever.
But then wouldn't people want to just do the easier jobs? Where
It's
like
because
less
sorry
manual?
to interrupt, but it's because from what I've heard, like the higher income people pay a higher tax, like an enormous amount of tax. So
right, right.
after the taxes, it's
just-
evenly spread through social welfare, and like you know they get all the benefits. Yeah.
Wait, Asma says same. I have a really good job that pays above the average, and it's really hard for me to connect with people. I'm guessing she's a female. Yeah. For example, if you're like Taylor Swift, she's a billionaire. I think for her, she's not gonna be. When you're that level of rich, then you're not gonna be necessarily looking for guys who's richer than you.
Yeah.
You're just genuinely gonna be looking for like a connection, someone that who like loves
Isn't she
me.
already dating someone?
Yeah, she's dating Travis
She's dating
Kelce.
everybody.
Hey!
Yeah, she needs to make the singles, right? She has to make the music somehow.
She's dating
Yeah.
Travis Kelce. Yeah. Have you communism? Is that the answer?
Communism, socialism is kind of different, but like the mixed model they're using in Northern Europe is kind of working in their
Yeah.
sense. Everybody's happy. They're the happiest countries, you know.
Yeah.
So maybe it is working.
But I think in Korea, I think it wouldn't work because Korea is always driven on this idea of to be the best.
Yeah,
right.
that's
We
true.
have like even the sunung is like everybody's always trying to be that top. So I think it would the mentality of the society has to change.
Right.
Like back then, I'm sure people are interested, but at the same time, there isn't like in Korea. If that happened, there'll be so many
It's
people
just
that
the
do like
nature of Korean people.
yeah.
I think it's funny when people are like, "Oh, China is communist society," but it's like actually
No,
it's
it's
not.
hyper-capitalist.
It's hyper. Even you see all the
Yeah.
live streamers
Yeah.
making like $10 million like in one. It is not a communist society.
Right. So
And
apparently,
North Korea is more like dictatorship. So
apparently in Scandinavia they have a standard monthly income for everyone,
Wow.
and Nogada workers, like just field workers, sometimes make more than doctors. High
Wow.
taxes, free everything. So it's like a very ideal utopian society over there from the outer world.
Right.
Like the struggling, discrepancy between capitalist societies and whatever. So a hybrid model.
really,
Yeah.
But how did they even like manage to get to this?
It's their mentality.
Level.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, we have high taxes for like high income working people and like split it even so everybody's respected, every
right.
profession's respected, and they just live happily.
I think it's interesting because in New Zealand, where I was raised, New Zealand having a business like office job is one of like seen like by the public to be a very bad job, like a very low, shallow job.
Yeah.
So going into corporate scene is very bad. While doing like building, a lot of builders or farmers get
Yeah.
paid a lot of money, and also a lot of families in New Zealand also just do part-time jobs. Like the husband and wife would do a part-time job, and they would do maybe both work like 30 hours, and they will live perfectly fine.
Right.
So people aren't like as hungrily driven like compared to the people in Korea, and I think it's just that nation, the people's just mentality.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think Koreans would never be able to.
Yeah, definitely not in
It's
Korea.
just like, I don't know, the Nordic people over there, they're just more chill, I guess. They're just
Oh
like,
my gosh, that's crazy. Yeah, but then what if people do? I'm sure. Okay, yeah, the general mentality of the people there, like everyone gets high taxed on everything.
Yeah.
It's like pretty much equal. But what if there are some people within the society who are like, I want to be more rich? Then do
There's
they
just
go
a-
to other countries and just
I
live
don't
there?
know about that,
Yeah.
but I can't speak on behalf of them. But like, from what I've heard, they're just happy with their model. They're just like, everybody's equal. Let's just all be happy.
Yeah.
And then the
Interesting.
perks are great because like they get free education and great
Yeah, yeah.
education and like free welfare. Sometimes some people even get houses and they get paid
yeah.
for that. They
Really?
get houses and pay
I
for
need to actually look more into this. and
like
actually
my
have an
friend,
actual
my
opinion.
friend, he was a big subscriber of DKDKTV. I met him when he came, and I think he was from Norway or like Finland or whatever. He was a cook over there, and he was traveling the world getting paid. Wow. With the social welfare, and he was getting paid to have a house over there, and like free education. Like if you get married, like childcare, everything. And so it's like. From the outer world is a very utopian society, and whenever you do like conduct any of those surveys, like the happiness index or whatever, Scandinavian countries are always like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I always see that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
That's amazing that they can actually like manage to get everyone
Yeah.
in their country to be like that.
Right.
Yeah. China is no longer communistic. It switched to capitalism, and that's why it's been growing. Capitalism opens up a country to massive, fast growth. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's one of the most capitalist countries out there. Yeah. I guess so many. Do you know this thing called Temu?
No.
It's like the Alibaba, like it's like this massive shopping platform. It's like like the
Oh,
Amazon,
okay.
except it's like even like 5 times more cheaper than Amazon.
What?
All their goods.
Okay,
So
yeah.
In the US?
in the US,
Wow.
it only opened last year in 2022, and they had like a massive ad in like the Super Bowl is like one of the most watched thing. They placed like a massive ad, and then they got so much
Wow.
business. And because it's obviously cheaper, and for people who don't have much money, they're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna shop there, and it's like get stuff sent from China, and then
Right, right.
influencers being bombarded with offers, being like promote our service, and they're paying so many influencers, like literally everybody. They email me like every week, and I'm just like, but there I watched so many videos where it's just like so many shady. It's basically slave labor.
Right,
They
right.
have to cut corners somewhere to keep costs that low, and it's just like. Yeah, I think any like I don't know. For me, every time I get like a business offer from like a Chinese
Yeah.
company, I'm just like a bit like, yeah, I always like, have
shady,
second
yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what
literally.
everyone thought of TikTok in the beginning. So who
Yeah,
knows?
but
Yeah.
TikTok has taken over. This is their soft power. It is their soft power. People can't, especially the young ones, they can't live without TikTok now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite scary. Oh my god, we talked about a
So,
lot of
yeah.
stuff today.
Yeah.
I
How
think
long has it been going
it's
on?
been going on for nearly 2
we
hours.
should stop at 1. Yeah.
Yeah, let's stop that
Let's
one.
stop at 1.
So should I give you one last question?
Oh, okay, yes.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
let's go through all your questions. Like I feel bad that if
No,
you
no,
leave
no.
without doing all your
Yeah,
questions. So
good.
let's do all your questions
Yeah,
now.
all of them.
We definitely can't do all because I'm gonna get harassed by you guys saying that it's not fun.
No, I'll just stay here like
So-
silent.
So, but there is one question that I really want to talk about,
Go
and
for
this
it.
is on one of your guys' videos about beauty standards, and you specifically said that you think you are quite a kwanjong.
Yeah, I'm a
Attention
YouTuber.
seeker.
Attention seeker.
Yeah.
I'm on YouTube.
So is that still the case? And is that why you took a nude body profile on one of your videos?
Is he body shaming me or
No,
slut
no, no.
shaming me?
No, I'm
you
just
said
asking.
nude body profile.
It
Yes.
is. It was.
I did that
Specific-
because I saved away, worked my ass off to
Right.
get really muscly and toned and ripped, and I left that in a photo shoot so I can look back on it when I'm a grandma.
Right.
What was the first part of the question? Am
Are
I a
you-
kwanjong?
Are you
Yes.
still a kwanjong?
I'm an attention seeker because that is the nature of my job. I have to entertain.
But also, interesting enough, you said in one of your videos that you don't care how people judge you, which is why you don't mind the tip culture and you just don't tip.
Yeah, yeah.
But how does that work? How can you be a kwanjong while also not care about what people think?
I don't care if it's like I don't agree if they think their view or their comment is just like completely like you're just dumb. Like I don't value what your opinion. If it's an actual constructive criticism, I
Right.
feel like okay, that's something I can actually take into like consideration and value. Then I will take it. But if it's just like go kill yourself, I'm just going like I don't give a shit about this.
Right, right.
No, I don't care.
It's interesting. I've never met anybody who's outwardly just been like, I'm kwanjong. So I was like,
Really?
David,
A lot of people in Korea are like this.
David, would you consider yourself as a public figure?
He's a quiet kwanjong.
No,
kwanjong?
Yeah, he is.
I don't like seek attention. I do it for the money.
It's our jobs. You have to get the views.
I don't enjoy the attention itself. I like the perks that follow.
Yeah.
On that note, you guys can still
I-
send us.
Someone like this one very famous guru or like CEO said like the biggest asset of the 21st century is attention.
Is fame.
No.
Is
Yeah.
attention. Yeah.
So if you could pick one, money or fame.
No, if I could pick one,
Money
then
is fame. Fame is money. Yeah.
Right.
So
But
that's
if I could be anonymous but be mega rich, then I would obviously pick that.
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's
So you-
much better than that than being like Justin Bieber and having people everywhere.
Right,
like,
right.
yeah.
So would you consider money as the most powerful? Because some people consider network a lot more powerful.
It's all intertwined, I think. Like money, network, and fame is all intertwined. But if you have really good people skills and you have those connections where they can really help you get places. But in the end, the end goal is like you want those connections so you can become more wealthy. Is that not the case?
Are you asking something like this? Would you be the most powerful person on the Congress or Samsung CEO?
Yeah, kind of like more.
Would you be the president of the United States or Elon Musk?
both? They're
No,
both
because
barely not
no,
good.
one has like power, influence. One has
Right.
like just money.
You're not at
Money,
the age
sure.
of Joe Biden, okay? You're like
I'm not like
a young,
saying
nice.
I'm not sniffing babies.
I'm
yet.
not putting shade on Joe Biden, okay?
Yeah.
Like he's pretty old, you know.
Yeah.
Like you have the wealth, you have the youth
And
you have power, versus like Elon Musk.
I think at my age, it would be. I would have to think in long investment, which would be money. I think money, because like you said, money is power at the
Yeah.
end of the day, but also it is very different because some people are choose to be police officers because they believe that going into that route is pure power, even though they don't make a lot of money as well. So
Okay.
Speaking of rich men, did you hear about this? Mark Zuckerberg is building like a $200 million dollar bunker
yeah,
in
yeah.
Hawaii. It's
Right.
filled with like all the supplies that can last him through. Like if there's when Mark Zuckerberg knows something, that means you have to watch because
Nah. You're
Doomsday
saying
is
he's
coming.
making a bunker because he
There's
knows
gonna-
something?
there's like something is going to happen in the world. There's doomsday. He's gonna be like, okay, I'm rich enough.
Nah.
I'm going to make this bunker.
Nah,
I'm gonna
nah,
live
nah,
there
nah.
and survive if like a World War
I
III
do not
nuclear bomb
believe it.
happens. But what's the reason? Why is he investing $200 million
He's done
to
a
make
lot
this
of-
He's a-
underground bunker?
He's a
lizard
geek. He's a geek. He probably read too much books.
he's done a lot of question. But besides that as well, he's done a lot of.
Well, I guess you have a
other
point.
things.
Elon Musk is trying to go to Mars.
Yeah, they're all trying to get out of Earth because they know something is going to come. These rich guys, they know.
I mean, they know human nature and they know
Yeah.
World
Yeah.
War III is going to come
Yeah.
and there's going to be nuclear war. It's going to be the end of the world. So probably,
Yeah,
yeah. It's a simple deduction, I think.
but there must be a reason for that. Yeah, there must.
Maybe
be a
it's
reason.
because he's a reptilian.
Yeah. Isn't there like a huge theory that he's one of the head Illuminati?
Yeah.
That maybe because biblically. Okay, let's not go biblically.
I think it's like going back to the debate though. Like I think it's pretty interesting when you see Elon because he pretty much does everything with his money. He just buys Twitter. He just does like
Yeah.
whatever the f he wants. He just.
Sends it to
But
the
at the
ground.
same time, he gets like constantly like blocked and censored by
Yeah.
like the government regulations and stuff. So it's like a battle between his money and authority and power and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So which side do you want to be on,
I would still say.
Elon?
I think it would be really interesting to see that much level of money, like money from like power from money. But I think still pure power is probably
Pure power is better. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
because I think
John is a power hungry. person.
having that level of money could also be very like mentally or like it could put you in a very bad direction of power.
Yeah.
Well, if you have pure power in that sense, then there's a lot of still things that you have to be very wary about. So it's still keeping you on your toes to kind of walk in the right direction. Well, like we've seen Elon Musk do a lot of questionable things,
Yeah.
but also, things recently like the space satellites that Korea put up a lot with the help of SpaceX.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of things that he does is still good power, but things he done with Twitter and X and other things, it's really questionable. So
At that level, I think Elon Musk, he's really just like a different species, like different brain.
Yeah.
He just nothing he does is for the money purpose. It's literally for what he believes in, like what he wants to create. But for us most normies, average people, we're all concerned like how we're gonna afford to buy a house.
Yeah.
It's a different thing.
Yeah,
but
he's like,
on
how
their
do we
level,
get to the moon?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
do I save the planet?
Yeah, on their level, it's like humanitarian, like how we, literally thinking about the worldwide cause, the
And
worldwide
then the
purpose.
Musk haters are going to come and say like, oh, you're hyping him up. He's all doing it for the money.
I really do want to like peek inside his brain and see what it's like. He did do an interview where he's like, I don't think it would be nice to be me. He said he wouldn't recommend it to anyone because it's just like total chaos, total constant thinking brain ideas in there.
A lot of people call him the modern Iron Man, so
Yeah.
kind of similar.
Yeah,
Like-
he just has a different brain than the rest of us. I really think so. Yeah.
I would honestly be the rich than the power though, because
Really?
like power is never permanent. I've seen that.
Oh,
No.
go on and off.
Like I've never seen an eternally powerful person, but wealth is generational. It passes
right.
down even through like your generation. So
Yeah.
like wealth is harder to cripple than like power, because power, all it takes is a scandal or whatever, and like you have too many enemies and
Right,
foes.
right.
So,
But also, even if you're rich, I think there's people in the power. One of my childhood dream goal was to be put into the history books for generations and generations to study me.
wow.
So in that sense, to have so powerful and do something so great, I think is very important. While money is, it will go generations, but after several, 2 or 3 generations, no one's gonna remember you. Well,
Well,
if
that's
you're
interesting. So you want to be put in because you like. What is your purpose of wanting to be in the books?
like
For doing like something good for the world.
to do something good for the world and for my future.
But there's also a bit of ego involved in that.
Yeah, I'm sure
obviously.
it's like, please don't forget me kind of ego. Because I think I thought this when my friend asked me, okay, this idea is like, would you rather? Would you rather be famous when you're alive, but as soon as you die, everybody forgets you? Or would you be like, nobody knows you when you're alive, but as soon as you die, like, you're famous? You're famous after you die.
To be
So
honest,
which
none
one
of
would-
this is meaning.
Yeah.
When we
We're-
die, nothing. If you think like 200 million years from now, nobody's gonna know any of this existed.
We could do something.
People don't know,
extremely
wouldn't
great.
know Einstein existed, nothing.
Yeah.
Like nobody. Once you die, that's it. Like we're getting to the existential questions now. But it's like literally when you're done on this earth, like it's literally all the stuff that we go through, all our daily struggles, relationships, like bills. None of it is actually.
I think it has some significance when you have children, though. Yeah, you can pass on your legacy and your reputation and
Yeah,
wealth to
yeah. Your children are your legacy.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I guess when you have children, then I would choose to be like the latter, like the person who wants to be remembered when I'm dead.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
because your family will remember you.
will
if they
benefit
carry
off
on.
of it too. So,
Yeah.
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 And I think I don't know, it's just, I've always looked at history books and I've always thought it's amazing that generations after generation, we're still looking at these people and we know, like, even in Korean history, we know these names. And it would be so amazing to be one of these names that everybody still remembers you after you're dead. It's like you're never really dead because people still, appreciate. Like, kind of like, we both went to Yonsei University. And there was a guy who died during the protest.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, and he is still remembered. So it's like things like that. It's
I don't
like-
want to die.
Yeah,
though.
obviously.
Honestly, I'm
don't
too
wanna be murdered, but-
scared to be like die because of a cause. I don't want to be remembered like that. But maybe like I don't want to be Van Gogh either.
Right,
you know,
right.
like
Cut your own ear off and stuff.
That's why I really like have such admiration for the people who are just like their life purpose is like die for a cause or just
Yeah.
like Asian boss are like I don't do anything else but just work. I just provide
Yeah.
content. There are really not that many people who can do that because there are too many pleasures in like having family and having relationships. There are too many pleasures in life that most people want to experience. But those people who are like daily focused or like monks. Or like Buddhists.
monks,
yeah.
yeah.
They're just like I have this purpose. I'm put on this earth to provide something.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I will forget about all the other pleasures. Yeah, it's really admirable. Yeah.
Yeah, but on this idea of monks, you did mention that everybody who is bold and skinny looks like they have cancer. Do you think all monks have cancer?
For that, I think I need to eat a jelly bean.
Let's go! We finally did it, boys. We finally did it.
He got one on me.
Finally did it.
Which one should I eat? You can pick one for me.
That one. That one is the same horrible color as the one that I
The
ate.
brown. And I think here we should end the live because
Yeah.
we're going for 2 hours.
And this is your time to send some super chats to appreciate our hard live streams.
Oh god. It's nasty. Ugh.
Buy us a good meal after. Ah!
It smells like ramyun.
That's definitely not. I don't know what ramen you're having.
Are you guys gonna have lunch after this?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
have lunch.
Okay,
Sure.
so Buy us a
gosh.
good meal, guys.
Yeah, join for next. I'm sorry, next week I'll put out a link before, but I thought this live was actually tomorrow, so that's why it was really last minute. But yeah, interesting conversation.
Yeah, it was lovely to meet you. We kind of got.
It was lovely to meet you.
I remember like the whole of last week. I was like, she seems like a great person.
Do you not think I'm a great person?
No, I think no.
He flinched just now. He's like,
PTSD of just he's
like,
scared
"Don't
when
touch
I
me."
was, he's scared when I was hurting, and also my girlfriend's watching. You know.
oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm not pointing on him or anything.
Yeah, I love you, and I keep my ring on, so it's like
You have a ring?
yeah.
Oh, it's
It's
like
cute.
a
It's a
couple
couple's
ring.
ring.
Yeah, this is unique to Korea.
Yeah, we can talk about it next time. But on that note, we got a super chat though.
Oh, okay. Odihi, thank you for the super chat. $10. Yay.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Okay, then next week I need more people on my life.
Yeah,
you-
but like Anna, what did you think about John? What's your first impression of him?
Oh no,
I
was-
thought okay, this is my honest to God impression.
Okay.
You did so much better in the second half.
Uh,
Yeah, I think
Oh.
obviously first half you were obviously nervous, and I was roasting you just to try and get a reaction, and obviously to make it entertaining. But I think you did great. Let's give him a round of
Yay.
applause.
I'm so glad I finished on the good one as well.
I mean, I had no idea we were going to go into this whole talk
Yeah.
today. That was
Yeah.
interesting. I think that was interesting for
Yeah.
people to actually.
John, how many questions did you prepare and how many questions did we answer?
We answered maybe like 20%, honestly.
No, but we had a really good
I'm so
conversation.
sorry.
No. But next time, I think I should study up on your social media and your
Yes.
personal YouTube.
Yes.
And in that sense, I think you will have a very hard time. And I'll make sure to spice it up a little bit more if we get the chance as well. But thanks, everybody.
Yeah, good job, good job.
I think I can rest in peace now.
Yes,
so I think,
you can. Yes, you can.
Not as intense.
Let's go for lunch now. I'm hungry.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming through with the pay-per-view fight. Yeah.
Join next week, guys. Okay, see you. Have a good week. Bye.
Bye.